It's the now and here, gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and candid lips. And Generation X gaming show. Tune in where the thoughts flow. Rant and rave with words that glow. Weekly stories make them go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, and joining me each and every single week is Sgt Mclusky. What's going on, bro?
Hanging on.
You feeling good?
Feeling better? No. Hanging on.
All right. You got some medication on you?
Yeah, I got medication in me. Yep.
All right. Well, we are we going to get subdued Sarge this week?
I mean, the problem is I felt like I got hit by a bus, but then there's no coughing, there's no nothing. It's just complete aching.
All right.
Right? And so I tried to sleep, couldn't sleep. So basically just dosed up, sat around for a while. I tried to play a little Spice Wars for a while, and I couldn't sit in the chair anymore because everything's starting to hurt, you know?
Yeah,
like a crinkled up piece of paper.
Oh, I got some exciting news from Dune Awakening when we get to that section. Don't worry, chat. I will try my hardest to make Sarge rage this week. I got some good stuff. He could.
It doesn't. Let's put it this way. It doesn't take much. Normal gaming now is basically just dog water. So anything, any little thing will set me off at this point because I'm tired of listening to the same shit. Yeah, I'm tired of listening to it, man.
Anything is possible. On today's show, if you guys didn't see the title, it's called AI is Here to Stay. We have lots of AI stuff, man. Lots of AI stuff to talk about. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Sony talks about how to combat the threat of Nintendo. I don't know if you guys remember this. I said, I want to say about a year, maybe a year and a half ago. It could be longer. Okay. But I said that because they were all on separate islands and Xbox is going this direction, right? Because Xbox said that, Amazon, Google, that's their competition. And remember, they never counted Nintendo as competition at all. They never, ever brought up Nintendo as competition at all. But now the Xbox is going this way. So Sony's like, how are we going to combat Nintendo?
Got to blame them.
So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about third-party Switch 2 game sales have started off slow. Okay, we're also going to talk about after shutting down several popular emulators, Nintendo admits that emulation is legal. We're going to talk about Xbox bringing original Xbox 360 games to PC. Question mark. Okay, we're also going to talk about an update on Stellar Blade 2 after a PC success. We're going to talk about Mind's Eye because no one else is talking about Mind's Eye. We'll talk about that a little bit like a little speed bump. Okay, we're going to talk about we're going to talk a little bit about the war, but we're going to have a gaming spin on it because gaming's involved in it. So we're going to talk about what's happening in the Middle East because of gaming. Okay. We're also going to talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza conditioning people. And we're going to talk about Xbox. Sarah Bond's going to talk a little bit. And then we're going to talk about AMD. They're talking a little bit. Then we're going to talk about a lot of AI. And then we're going to talk about Fortnite a little bit. We're going to talk about Final Fantasy a little bit. We're going to talk about GTA a little bit. And then we're going to talk about Jump Ship a little bit. If we have time for all these stories. If not, you can always watch us after the fact over here on YouTube/30NSG. You can also watch us or listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or Anchor.fm, or anywhere a podcast is listened to. We appreciate you very much. Make sure you hit that like button. It helps us out. I'm a very, very small channel. I'm like a pimple on an ant's ass, okay? Like I'm that small. So when you hit that like button, it goes out to the universe and says, hey, these people like him. Maybe other people will like him as well. So I appreciate you very much. Episode 445. That's 445 episodes. Did you know, Sarge? I heard a statistic that majority of streamers, anyone on the planet that streams, and they do a podcast, okay, they don't get past episode 15. Okay? 90% of people that start a podcast are not consistent, and they don't get past episode 15 or one season, basically. Okay. Meanwhile, here we are, 445 since 2015.
I mean,
I just have to say that's pretty good, right?
Because you don't know when to quit.
Yeah. Someone's like, 30, you've been canceled 9 years ago. I'm the red stapler guy.
Yeah,
right?
I'm still here.
I'm still here. Yeah. So, like I said, if you guys like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right, Sarge. Another week, another episode. What the hell you been doing? Been doing good?
No, I haven't been doing good. This whole week has been a shit show. I don't like not being able to identify what it is that's affecting me. All right, so I don't know what this is. So,
should I be worried? Because I was down there this weekend. Did you give me something?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't even think we hugged. I said, "What's up?" That's all I don't even remember giving you a hug.
That's true. You didn't. You didn't give me a hug.
No.
You didn't even give me a bro. Like, here, we'll do it now. Like,
no.
just put your fist up on the side of the screen. Come on, put your fist up on the side. Sarge leaving me hanging. He doesn't. Over here. There you go.
Wonder Twin powers activate. Form of ice dildo.
Yeah. No, we didn't share lipstick.
And that's lip gloss slapper. Thank you.
Yeah. So you don't know how you got sick, huh?
There's no fever. There's no coughing. There's no runny nose. There's no
you got
watering
COVID.
eye. I don't know what it is. Maybe
You got COVID.
again. All right.
Yeah. It's just a chew. That's it. You're done.
It's like running full speed into a wall. Say everything's fine, and later on going, why do I hurt?
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, no one knows anymore. 5 years ago, end of the world. Now you get it. You're like, I don't get it. I think I'm sick.
I mean,
I don't know.
I still have tests in the closet. I'll take one just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, do it. Why not?
It'll be like a pregnancy test. I'll take it. We'll guess, and then I'll show it on stream.
We can do that. How long does the test take?
Like 30 minutes.
Yeah, go take one. Yeah, go take one and see what happens.
You want to take one right now?
If you want to, sure. Why not?
I don't think we're that starved for content just yet. Let's try.
I can fill
try
an
doing the
hour
show
with
first.
anything.
Let's try doing the
I
show
can fill an
first
hour with anything
before I start putting my health on the line for the ratings.
All right. So let's get to what we've been playing. It starts another week. What you been playing?
Before I even get into that, I want to talk about this.
Nothing much.
I want to talk about this YouTube thing with the crown. I want to talk about this just for a brief moment because we don't talk about it.
That's a game in itself, by the way.
First of all, it's broken. Okay. I have come into your chat 30 minutes late. People are just in there talking. And I say two things, leave one emo, and then I'm number one. It doesn't make any sense. And then me not saying anything for 20 minutes, nobody takes it from me. And then as soon as someone takes it from me, I say hello, and they take it back. Like whatever algorithm that thing is just complete and total trash. I don't know what it is.
Before you get started on what you've been playing, Waterbear came in while we were doing the intro and said, for a $20, $19.99, thanks for being a soldier, Sarge. After this, go and drug up and get some rest, bro. There you go.
Water wants you to get that computer.
We're going to get there someday. I think we just passed. I have to look up. I think we just passed because obviously YouTube takes their cut for all the super chats. All right. So I think we just passed or close to 600, like a little over 600 now. I'll have to check though. Yeah. So thank you very much. I don't have a cheer button on here. Let me see if I have the cheer. Do I have the clapping? I don't think I have the clapping. We gotta get you some more stingers. Well, I don't like using this program because of this. Like, I want to use like sound bites. See, I don't think this works. Do you guys hear that? I don't think Sarge hears that. I don't think anyone hears it.
I mean,
right?
My hearing might be fucked up. I might not be able to hear.
No,
it.
you're not hearing that. You're clapping. It doesn't work. It has to be in this program. It can't be in the thing itself.
If you're trying to take it, Salty, you have to mix up your texting with emotes, and then you move up the ranks and you get your high score.
Yeah, I don't understand how this crown works. I never even talked about it. Like the day you brought it up, they're like, "What's this fucking crown next to my name?" I have no idea how it works. I don't know if it's the people that are in chat, and that's how people are getting. Like, so if you're not active, you're just not going to get it. But then as soon as you come in and do something, it's like, here's
Salty,
1,000 points.
Right. Look, Salty had nothing, and then he said he put a crown on the fucking screen, and all of a sudden he's number one. Like, it's some kind of ridiculous thing.
I think it's bullshit.
It's ridiculous.
It
just keeps people talking because they have to. They're going for a goal, and I've turned everyone into a monkey chasing a banana. It's great.
Yeah, I can't put it through the microphone. It's on a soundboard.
So what have I been playing?
I guess I could do like I don't know. Yeah. So what have you been playing?
All right. So the Battlefront 2 game never gets old. I don't know what it is about that game. It just never gets old.
For which game? I'm sorry.
Battlefront 2. It doesn't get old.
Battlefront 2. But dude, last night we played for the first time in PvP because there wasn't a lot of people playing.
There was people actually.
Now there's people playing, right? For the last couple month or so, a lot of people are going back to the game. We played. Obviously, I don't understand how people don't understand how to capture points and stuff like that.
Rusty, bro. Rusty.
Hey, by the end of the night, I was up in the top of the list. You weren't. So who's rusty? Okay. I was dead last for like two. Yeah. The game is gorgeous, man. It is so gorgeous.
And like everything's downhill from there.
Yeah. You mean everything that's from that game? That game is
everything graphical wise went downhill after that.
Oh yeah, graphically in the gaming industry, everything went down after Battlefront 2. Right? It's so good.
It is good. It's so crisp and high res, and it doesn't. And I noticed this. A lot of stuff happens. It doesn't jank.
No,
it doesn't jank. Unless it's like a severe problem with your internet, it does not jank. Explain that to me.
I have so many games on my
PC. Just going on, all the explosions going on, the lasers are firing, and it doesn't jank. Dust storm on Geonosis. I can't see.
I want to do
around. No jank.
I want to do the mod support on PC.
I told you.
I want to download all. There's so many good mods for that game. The game itself, just on console, it's just a gorgeous game. The atmosphere, the battles in the background, the sound effects, the music. It's just always a good time when we play. What else did you play, Sarge?
It's RTS. It's RTS time of the year. I play Space Marine 2 online against people, and I played Company Heroes because of June. It's World War II month. It's because of D-Day. I played Company Heroes for a while, and I play Spice Wars. I've been playing Spice Wars ever since you started playing Dune. I've been playing Spice Wars.
You're welcome. Well, you were playing it before I played Dune, to be honest.
Well, I was playing it, but I mean, I don't think it's for you. Like it's the temp.
I used to play the shit out of the old one.
Well, the old one was the original RTS. That was like the original.
Yeah.
Kicked off RTS game.
Do I have to play against players, or can I just play against the NPCs?
No, you could you just crank up the difficulty so the guys use all their abilities, and you play against the computer.
Okay, maybe I'll give it a shot once I'm done with Dune Awakening.
I mean, everybody who's playing it is nobody. Let's put it this way: everybody's got pluses and minuses, right? You start playing a faction, you just have to learn what your pluses and minuses are, and then when you realize who you're playing, then you know what you're supposed to expect. It's not just get a bunch of money and resources, buy a bunch of guys, and rush them. Like the rush in that game is not like a normal rush. Like the meters for resources is for everything. Your upkeep for how many guys you have. You need authority to take over land. Like it's all this crazy shit, dude. You have to play the tutorial for like 45 minutes to understand what the fuck is happening. Right? At the top of the screen, right? At the top of the screen, there's 15 resources. Like my brain locks up. You're looking at it like, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. What am I looking at?
15. That's child's play. You know how many resources I have in Dune Awakening?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I got so many goddamn resources, and I got nowhere to put them. I got to keep making storage containers and stuff. I haven't been playing anything but Dune Awakening since it came out. That's the only thing I've been playing. I last night after I got off stream after we played Battlefront 2, right? I played some Marvel Rivals for the first time in 2 weeks. I've been playing Marvel Rivals every week since it came out. Dune Awakening came out, and I haven't played anything. I was playing Roadcraft, and then when Dune Awakening came out, I am not playing anything but Dune Awakening. Sarge,
you're having flashbacks of Star Wars Galaxy so hard. That's why you're playing it like this.
Maybe. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat there, bro. Get the damn PC already.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That was Medicated Sarge.
Medicated Sarge. Well, thank you, Medicated Sarge, for the $20 super chat.
I don't remember that.
So the Dune Awakening, I just passed a big threshold for myself. Okay, Sarge. Up until this point, up until this afternoon, I'm hold on, 13 minus 40. You'll understand why I'm minusing 40 in a second. Okay. I have 113 hours in the game, but I really don't have 113 hours because I have 40 additional hours. When I was down south, I was playing the game, and then I left to go hang out for breakfast and everything else with you guys all day. And then I didn't log back in until I got back here, which was 2 days later. Okay. Well, I never logged out within the cloud. So I was logged into Dune for 40 hours. So I have 113 hours, but I have to minus 40 hours. Okay. So I'm at 70 hours, right? I'm around 70 hours inside this game, and I just upgraded my buggy to get the level 4 laser up on top of it, okay? And what this means now, Sarge, is that I have an upgraded engine, level 4 engine, so I can book across the sand without trying to get eaten by the worm, okay? And I can shoot the higher level resources now, so I can make an ornithopter. Okay, look at me, said it correctly. Okay,
yeah.
So now I just went on a 20-minute excursion about 3 hours ago. Okay, upgraded my buggy, went across the desert, got all the resources I need, and right now, as we speak, it's making all the resources so I can make my ornithopter. I'm super excited because now I don't have to get on the goddamn ground anymore and fuck you, worm.
How long
fuck
does it
you.
take? How long does it take to?
Oh, it just takes a couple minutes once I have the stuff. I'm
so it doesn't take hours.
Resources. No. I'm not even making the pieces yet. I'm processing the resources now.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, I'm processing the resources.
You have to process the raw materials into material to then make the material into the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Big Mama, thank you much. What's going on? Hello over on Twitch. How are you? What's going on, Wolverine? What's going on, Babbling? So now I'm making the resources. So when I log in after I stream, as soon as we're done here, can we hurry this up, Sarge? I got resources to get to. Okay, I'm addicted. I'm addicted to Dune.
I know you're addicted. I told you that before the game came out. What was going to happen to you?
So as I was playing today, I was talking about this on my stream the other day.
Have you watched all the funny bloopers for the game yet? Like
people
running around and fighting the dragonfly ornithopters and getting eaten by the worm.
Riding the worm.
Yeah, it's hilarious, bro.
There was people that would just crush people with the ornithopter. They stopped that. They put a patch in where you can't kill someone with the vehicle because the vehicle was taking no damage as you hit the ground, and they were just killing the guy. So people would just try to basically dip potato chip you with the ornithopter, right? So Endgame's got a big way to go, but the actual game before you get to Endgame is really nice. The Endgame is the weak spot right now for this, but very small percentage of people that are playing this game are actually in the Endgame. So, I got a nice base. I'm building up a landing pad. I was getting it prepared for my ornithopter. I deposited all $300,000 worth of my stuff, not dollars, Solaris, okay, into the actual bank. Solari. I realized there's no reason to have it on you at all. Besides, you could lose it. Okay, so I just go to the main city. I deposit it in the bank. And then anytime you go to any vendor, it just has credit
Apple
for
Pay.
you.
It's Apple Pay.
Yeah, it has credit. You just scan your Apple Pay card and you can pay for all your stuff. So I'm having a really, really good time. I think Salty says, I think I'm 46 hours, took my buggy and transferred all my gear to the top of the map at the endgame materials and got my handheld laser to do up big materials. I have the handheld laser as well. Yeah. So Cripsy says, I'm addicted to being jaded. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying the grind in Dune Awakening. I wish they did this, Sarge. You ready? I was talking about how to make it last week. I talked a little bit about you should more proficiency in certain things. Okay. You don't have enough points to go into everything, so you can't master all the stuff.
Yeah, it's how it's supposed to be.
They need to do something else to make it more of a community. And I don't remember if I talked to this on my stream or last week with you, but I want like different professions in the game to make it more feel alive. And I get it's not an MMO. I know it's not an MMO.
Whatever,
but,
dude. It doesn't need to be an MMO to have job titles.
But you could cross servers. They're going to do this in the later. Like if I know Fate Walker's on a different server. I don't know if Fate Walker's here. Fate Walker's on a different server. Water Bear, I think, is on a different server. Eclipse is on the same server as me. I can join other people's servers and like mess around and hang out over there, which I think would be cool. Like, for instance, I was crafting the pieces for my buggy, and then I was doing I was in a garage. Basically, I was taking off the treads, putting new treads on. Like, I don't know. My brain was thinking, I don't think it would be a lot of fun for people to do this, but there should be professions. Like, if you need your stuff fixed, you have a mechanic guy that does better, so your durability maybe lasts longer. If you get it made by a person that's an actual mechanic that actually makes the parts, you know what I mean? Like a craftsman, like a blacksmith sort of thing for weapons, for vehicles, for different things, instead of everyone making everything. Because as I'm running around my base, it gets a little ridiculous because the machinery is so goddamn big, okay? So your house, you can't make a small house because there's no point for that house. You need to put your materials and you need to put your thing. So to run your house efficiently, you need to have about 3,000 power, okay? And of course, there's nerds out there, and this is no slight to you nerds. I appreciate you, okay? People are data nerds. So they look at all the stuff in the game, and they go, what's the most efficient power, right? Is it the main reactor? Is it the wind turbines? Is it the whatever? They break it down, they go, the easiest one to get is the main reactor that you get in the beginning, right? The first one, which is like, I don't know.
The beginning one.
The scrap metal. You need like 25 scrap metal, whatever it is, to make the thing. Okay?
Yeah, but how many of those can you put in your house?
Well, this is it, right? To make it an official, to be the most efficient, you need to have about 40 of those in your house.
Come on, bro.
Right, 40 of them, okay? But if you get the bigger ones, they don't put out as much. Right? So it's stupid because the materials you need to make the bigger ones, it gets ridiculous. So you don't need that. So you're just going to use the lower ones and just have more of them. All you need is about 3,000 power, and you're good to go, okay, for all the stuff that you need to maintain, okay, and also to make more resources with the other power. So it's a little ridiculous there, right? And then people are going, there's no point for this water container compared to this water container because of milliliters per minute, what you get. So people have broken down what it is and what you need.
Of course they would.
So now because they've done this, now obviously I know that majority of the population doesn't know about this stuff, but the nerds out there, they've basically just canceled half of the materials that you need in the game. Like, there's no reason to go for these certain materials except once you get your ornithopter. There's no other reason to go get these things. If you're never going to go into the deep desert, you don't need tier 5, you don't need tier 6 unless you want to get the tier 6 type of stuff, but you don't really need the tier 6 stuff.
But the developers will look at the flow, they'll look at what people are getting and not getting, and then they'll make things that fit into the categories of you having to go back to get those materials. That's how this works.
Right.
They got to keep you in the circle.
But they even broke down the weapons, right? The weapons. They're like, this is the best weapon. No other weapon you need to make. Get this weapon, find the recipe of this weapon, buy this weapon, whatever. Once you get this weapon, you don't need any other weapon. It's the most efficient weapon. You need a shield. This is what you want for the shield. This is what you want for...
Okay, but let's discuss that just for a brief moment, right? If there happens to be a weapon in a game like that that is the best weapon to use, right? Doesn't it stand
I think there should be like 5 weapons that are the best weapons.
Doesn't it stand to reason that any other game that has choices of weapons, that there's also a weapon that's the best to use throughout the entire game? We're just given options for flavor, not because it's actually better.
Cosmetic wise or whatever not. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, because shotgun's probably not the best thing, but I love running into people's faces and shooting them with a shotgun. Is that probably the best weapon? Nope. But I like it. But if I do a spreadsheet, put it online and say, hey, if you're playing Dune, this is the best weapon to get. Don't bother anything else. Everybody and their mother's going click, 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 click.
Well, using long range rifles is less productive than just using melee and running up to people, because if they have their shields, you can't damage them unless they're firing at you.
That's correct.
Right.
I told you.
Just running around. I have a sword now, and I have an ability that's just level 1 right now Then I teleport behind them, stab them, dead. Okay, because I get more damage from attacking from behind. So now I teleport behind them. Right, I teleport behind them, stab them. I get an additional like 25% damage on them from attacking from behind. Okay, and then I just stab them. I stab them real quick, then do a heavy attack, dead. Okay, I barely ever fire anymore unless I'm like super long range, take out the gunners, and then any heavy gunner or actual melee guy, I run in real close and then murder them in 3 hits. So
I told you that's the conflict of the Dune universe. Is everybody went backwards. Everybody wanted rifles. Then they invented shields that stop fast projectiles. So the only thing that penetrates the shield is a slow-moving projectile. So people learned to fight with blades and learned how fast they have to attack in order to penetrate the shield. Because otherwise, if you swing a sword at somebody in the Dune universe, it could also block the sword, but you're trained to attack in a certain way that it penetrates the shield. Otherwise, everyone's pretty much doing their thing. That's why everyone has to know hand-to-hand combat. Which makes it, I don't want to say, I won't say it's better, but when you kill a man up close, it's different than shooting him from a mile away. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah,
like it's a different
you versus him.
Yeah, it's a different kind of honor and code. Yeah, it's a different kind of honor and code, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, Salty, they did do a thing. Salty says, didn't they already did a Q&A a few days ago on their Discord, what is working and what changes will happen and what won't. Yeah, they were very adamant. People were like, can you skip the cutscenes and skip the dialogue? And they went, absolutely not. We are not doing that because one thing is that we want to be the Dune. Dune lore stays in the game. We're not trying to let you pass it and skip it. Like, you have to hit the dialogue and stuff like that. If you choose not to do the missions, you don't have to, but you have to continue doing what that is, right? So they said, no, we're not doing that. They also said that they're, what was the other thing they said? They said, can the Deep Desert have just PvE or whatever? And they said, no. We'll add stuff to the Deep Desert, but we're not changing PvPs in the game. That's what it needs to be. I think, Sarge, this is on the cusp of being really good if they adjust it the right way, right? I just wish they had more, and I think they will, a little bit more classes, a little bit more skill tree to go up, where you have to really choose what skill tree you want to go up, okay? Maybe make it cost a little bit more instead of like switching, and every 48 hours you can switch back or switch your skill tree. Maybe make that a little longer. Because, I don't know, I feel like if everyone can do everything, it still kind of takes away.
I told you,
from the universe.
If you want the game to be community driven, you have to give people jobs and what they make, right? You have to make it to where, I don't know if you want to make it story wise, when there's enough people on the server that they reach a certain level, that the NPCs inside the things don't sell as many things, or you can't buy as many things, so people have to actually make the market work. Whatever kind of lore you want to insert in there. But you have to have the community actually make the game, because otherwise, what's the incentive? I get online, if I can buy anything I want, find anything I want. There's no resistance. I'm just basically doing whatever I can do. Right? You're not planning for anything. You're not planning. I got to sell some stuff. I got to make this kind of thing. Like, you don't. There's nothing. You're just doing. Right? There's no resistance.
Right. Like, getting up there is just trying to plant your roots and try to get to a certain point. Right.
Yeah, but
I don't know what that next point is.
But nothing stops you from getting to that point. What I'm saying is that the story might be good, right? The lore is decent. If you
I like it so far a lot. Yeah,
that's fine. But what I'm saying is, if there's no goal setting, it's just like, well, I know what I'm doing today. I'm going to get to level 45 and do this. There's no resistance. I'm going to make it there.
Yeah, I'm like level 95 right now. 95 of 200.
Right. So everyone's excited about rushing to the end game, and then the end game is what now?
Yeah, nothing. There's nothing.
That's my point.
Or
this is my
I shouldn't
point.
say nothing, because there are people that are enjoying it, but those are people that just enjoy PvP.
You mean those are the people who look like this every time I see them online?
Yeah.
Every time I see one of those faces, like, I know what happened. Like, I know.
Well, I showed you the clip last week for Burt Black when his team got destroyed by a sandworm in the deep desert, and they were just like, all right, I'm done. They rushed so fast to get there, and then we're like, yeah, we're done.
You make it anticlimactic, man.
Yeah, but Salty, when you say most end games are nothing, that's a problem when it comes to a game like this, where the end game needs to lean in a little bit more to what Dune is, and the land rads and stuff like that just need to be tweaked and more, because it's just more of it's more of what your game that you've been playing up until that level, but less of it.
Yeah, but salty means throughout the series of nonstop bullshit from developers about everyone screaming that they have an end game for their game and it's all garbage is what he's referring to.
No, absolutely.
He's not referring to just because Dune said so. He's referring to
that's what I'm saying.
The list of games that have come out that said there's an end game and ain't fucking nothing there.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is the end game here is just the same as what it was before, but less of it, right? Like before, the map itself is really cool. There's a lot of different places. But then you get to the deep desert, and I get it. It's called the deep desert. It's just a fucking desert. So very little islands around places. So you're doing less in the deep desert than you were doing in the original part of the game.
Except stalking people to kill.
Right, but that's the point. You're just flying around going, oh, there's a movement. You go over there and murder them with the Zerg, right? So then what that does is it stops people from going out there, and you're like, great, I have it. Like, I watched the clip, giant thing of spice, okay? It's two separate guys. One guy's already on the spice. He's collecting it by hand or whatever, okay? This guy, instead of landing and collecting spice, he goes attacks the guy collecting spice. Like, there's not enough spice for everybody, right? It's just two guys. That guy's like, no, I'm going to kill you so you can't get the spice.
And the exact thing would happen if it was a puddle of water.
Yeah, no, I get
and
it.
you both need to fill it up in order to survive. That's what someone would do.
But that's great.
The human
if it was this big,
is the same whether you're playing a video game or it's real life. The same.
But the point is, if there was little spice to grab and you had to fight over that spice, great. You're never going to collect all the spice that's in there. The worm is going to get there before that even happens. You don't have a machine. They're doing it by hand. They were literally two guys on the ground doing it by hand.
You have to test your character. You have to see if you can survive a conflict. You have to see whether or not you have the skill in order to beat somebody in the deep desert. If I powered up and I thought the way I played the game and I spec'd out my character and I figured out all the stuff I wanted and I'm really honed in on what my character build is, and I go into the deep desert and I see some dude filling up some shit, I'm going for him. That's it. Why else did I build this fucking character?
But okay, well here's the other bad part. What they just changed in the update: when you killed somebody in the deep desert, they just respawned right away, and they came back and they fought you again. The exact same thing that happened in Sea of Thieves. Remember when Sea of Thieves first launched, and we were doing the Skull Island.
Guys just keep coming.
Right, you kill someone, the ship blows up, they come back on the next island, they're there 5 seconds later, they're attacking you again, and you're just doing this over and over.
Right, it doesn't give you enough time to actually do anything.
Right. So now they made adjustments. So now when you kill someone, let's say your first spawn takes 10 seconds, then your second spawn takes 20 seconds, then your third spawn takes 30 seconds. So it's a little longer each time you die. But at that point, it's just like, if I kill you, fuck you, you're dead. And now I get to continue because I beat you. You shouldn't come back 30 seconds later and try to kill me again. Well, right? You see what I'm saying? I won. I beat you. I killed you.
All you would need to do is have random NPCs, houses come down and try to collect spice. And if you're in range of them, then they attack you. Like you can just harvest your own little personal stuff. But if they come and they land close enough to you, you need to move back or move far enough away to not aggro them. Something to keep the tension high, not the fact that some idiot comes flying by. Because if some idiot comes flying by, fires rockets, if they're not going to take the time to figure out who's the human and who's the NPC, at least there's a battle going on.
Right.
You might be able to harvest some spice and get the hell out. Right. But you have to make it interesting because a spice blow is meant for everyone to go get spice. So you'll know there's going to be a conflict, but it shouldn't be Rook number 1 and noob number 3 fighting for it. There should be other guys coming down. Like it's like a gold rush. Like if there's a house thing nearby, a base nearby, their ship should land. There should be all kinds of stuff happening. It should be an event, is what it should be.
They actually the community pushed back a little bit because when they showed the trailer of Dune Awakening, they showed this big battle sequence that was happening in the sand where two groups were attacking, and they're like, that's not happening because there's no reason to be on the ground. Right, so it's just ornithopter versus ornithopter. Everyone's in the sky. They're just blowing each other up, right? And then people would land, tuck their ornithopter away in their pocket, okay?
Which makes
and then
no sense.
Right, and then they would run around, right? And I'm like, what do we do? You can't do that with your buggy. You can't put your buggy in your pocket, right? But you can put your ornithopter in your pocket.
How realistic do you want to make it? And how much gameplay do you want to put in the game?
I get it.
If I can land and put my ornithopter in my pocket, then there's no risk for my ornithopter, is there?
Correct. Right, because it takes so long to make it, which is the point. If you're going to go to battle and you blow up your fucking ornithopter, you don't land real fast and put it in your pocket so it's safe and repair it later.
That's correct. It's there.
Right. You should lose your ornithopter, right? And then guess what? Your ass was not coming back to the deep desert because your ass doesn't have a plane to get there.
Well, if your ornithopter got smashed and you get to respawn and you don't have another backup ornithopter, then yeah, you don't get to come back.
Right, that's correct. You should be able to, like, if I'm going to go to the deep desert, I'm going to have backups. I'm going to have other things because if I go there, I'm going to lose my stuff, right? No, they just put it in their pocket. And then when you die, you only lose, like, what your resources and stuff that you have on your body, right? So only when the worm kills you do you lose everything, and or if there's a land rad decree that week that you lose everything. Other than that, you just lose the resources and the money that's on you, but you don't lose your, like, copter if it's in your pocket, right?
Well, what it should be, and I don't think it'd be too difficult, but there should be PowerPoints on the map. Like they talk about they talk about it a little bit in one of the deep dives that they did that you watched, where they say, like, there's a control point and it's owned by a house, and if you take it over and you hold it, then it's worth something to you for the Landsrad board, for the bingo board, right? But what should happen is on the individual servers, it doesn't have to be all connected, but on the individual servers, whatever is going on in that server should have its own little NPC thing happening. So let's just say, for instance, if the NPC Harkonnen happen to be doing better than the NPC Atreides on the map, then when you go get a spice blow, then there's a bigger chance of odds that Harkonnen guys are coming down to get you as opposed to Atreides guys. Like, and have it to be where, like, there's 4 or 5 points on the map, and if you want to be involved in what's going on there, you attack those things and change the base over to the other guys. Like,
I can't
make it so the NPCs are involved in the actual.
Well, there are NPCs that battle each other in the game, so I can't talk about what happens in the deep desert. I don't know because I'm not there yet. Okay, but as far as the regular game, like, you could pull up on a base, and all of a sudden there is a battle going on before you even get there, and then whoever you kill, the opposite faction, they can both attack you, or the one whoever wins then starts attacking you. So it would be interesting though if in the deep desert, not only do they make it points of interest, so if you are Harkonnen, like you're saying, like, let's say I'm in the Guild of Harkonnen, there's a section in the map that all of a sudden it's Atreides on the ground, which are NPCs, and then real players can come to that location as well, but you're fighting NPCs in the ground, and real people can come along as well, right?
Well, if there's what it should be, right? Because this is done in other games. What it should be is if I have joined House Harkonnen, and I go into the deep desert, and there happens to be an Atreides base there, and I want to attack it, I can go to one of the Harkonnen sites, recruit 2 NPC guys to come me. It's a specific mission. They don't hang around with you forever, right? You pick them up. You say, we're going to go to the Atreides base. When you get to the Atreides base, then they appear, because that way you can't just run around with Harkonnen guys next to you causing havoc, right? So you land, they appear, you attack the base. If you take it over, it's credit for Harkonnen stuff. And then if there happens to be Atreides guys nearby, they get a little ringy dingy that says, hey, your thing's being under attack, and if you want to go help them,
right, you can go help them.
So the base is just not kill a bunch of guys. The base is kill a bunch of guys, blow a couple things up, set a timer, and so it gives the other guy time to show up and try to stop you, right? And that way, the more people you have attacking it, the faster you can get through the checklist. It makes it more interesting. People can fight each other. You can test out builds. Make it interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll let you know. Maybe by next week, or maybe I'll be in the end game. Maybe 2 weeks from now, whatever. I'll get there, and I'll dabble in it a little bit just to see what's going on. As of right now, I'm really enjoying the leveling up to get to that point. Like I said, I'm about 70 hours into the game. My base, my vehicles. I'm about to get the ornithopter. So we'll see what happens when I get there. All right, let's get to the top stories of the week. Yeah, because I could talk about that. We could have a whole podcast forever. Yeah, for that.
I think you just killed the front half of the show with that, bro.
Well, no, it's always a half hour of talk. It's 10 minutes in the beginning, and then it's 30 minutes of the stuff. We're at 40 minutes. All right, so first story I want to talk about, Sarge, is Sony talks about how to combat the threat of Nintendo and the Switch 2. I find this very, very funny because you've never heard the term of combating Nintendo in any way, shape, or form in the last, 15, 20 years.
Ever.
Okay?
They don't even talk about Nintendo.
It was always console war, was PlayStation versus Xbox, never Nintendo. Everyone always said Nintendo doesn't count because whatever. It's goalpost moves. My goalpost is completely shattered. Okay? And I find it funny because now Sony's talks about how to combat the threat of Nintendo and the Switch 2. Okay? It says some investors are concerned that improved specs of the Switch 2 and Nintendo improved relationships with the third-party publishers will lead to tougher competition, okay, for PlayStation in the next few years. What do you think of those concerns? It says, we closely monitor overall gaming industry, including the action of other marketing participants. Additionally, the catalyst of the marketing is great for industry as a whole, as it invigorates the excitement and demand more product. So it's great to have people launching new things, okay? Even though that when they were in competition with Xbox, they would buy stuff so they couldn't get it and do stuff. Now, obviously, Xbox did the exact same thing. They money had certain things. But I just find it very humorous, Sarge, that Nintendo has never been in the conversation.
Ever.
Never been in the conversation. And all of a sudden now they're like, what do you think about Nintendo and the competition? Be like, what? So what do you think about this?
Well, first of all, the Switch 2 is nothing big. There is not a significant difference between Switch 1 and Switch 2. There just isn't, right? The game lineup for Switch 2 is minuscule, and Nintendo does it on purpose because you buy the new system and you buy their one or two only games that come out, and then they wait 6 months, and then they're going to release another game, so everybody rushes to buy that one, so it keeps the sales up. I know that Nintendo's plan. Nintendo's plan does this all the time. This is what Nintendo does. But to all of a sudden make Nintendo like all of a sudden their competition, Sony, boobla, okay? Nintendo eats you for breakfast, okay? I don't even know what you're talking about, that you want to step into the ring and say the threat of Nintendo. You mean you're chasing Nintendo is what you mean. You guys are chasing Nintendo, right? Because you're not ahead of them. Right,
they're not even
console. Remember when the console war was going on and Nintendo wasn't involved at all.
That's what I'm saying. They were never involved.
And Xbox says we've lost. We know we've lost.
It was just PlayStation versus Xbox. That's all it was.
Poll. We even got the chat involved. Is the console war over? Everyone agreed. Yes, Sony won, and we moved on. Now all of a sudden Sony won, but now of course they have to pick a fight with somebody they can't win against. For what reason? I don't even fucking know. What do you think is the accomplishment here? You think that Nintendo is going to get third-party support, and
well, they are, but it's not going to be a big seller.
It's going to surpass you. They don't need third-party support. If they got third-party support, you'd be a blink in their eye. They're already blown past you. I don't understand what
software sales. Nintendo is not even competition.
What is the name of this fucker? What is the name of this fucker?
It's from My Nintendo News, and the person doesn't even have.
I want his name.
Oh, you're gonna love this, Sarge. Yeah. Hold on. You're gonna love this because
it's an AI. It's an AI, right?
Well, no, that's the name. It's Sicker, Sickr. It's not even a person. It's just some dude's handle.
It's just someone just shouting into the void. Yeah, I got it.
It's just the handle.
Yeah, it's just someone shouting into the void. I got it.
It's just the handle. There is no actual person.
Yeah, so
we wrote the article. Let me scroll down to the bottom and see.
Ignore this article completely because this guy has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
The threat of Nintendo. Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Did he just wake up like out of a 30-year coma and figured out Nintendo was selling consoles? What are we talking about?
Yeah. Here's the next one, right? So the next story is Nintendo. And it says third-party Switch 2 game sales have started off slow with one publisher selling below our lowest estimates. Okay. So some of the titles over there. There you go.
Yeah, how much are they?
Well, hold on.
How much are they?
While Nintendo Switch 2 hardware has enjoyed record-breaking launch sales, some third-party publishers have reportedly found that the console's success hasn't translated to thriving third-party market yet. It's only been out for fucking, what, a week?
Yeah,
a week?
Right. What is this list they have?
In a new report from Game Business, it's claimed that other than CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077, most third-party games have struggled to sell on Switch 2. Most third-party Switch 2 games posted very low numbers, and report reads, our third-party publisher characterizes as numbers of below the lowest estimates despite strong hardware sales. According to the report, 62% of Switch 2 physical game sales in the U.S. during the console's launch week came from first-party titles. No shit.
No shit.
Right? This is excluding the Mario Kart World Bundle, which is accounted for the vast majority of the console sales in that region. According to Circana, the 3 best-selling physical games in the U.S. during the Switch 2's launch were Mario Kart World, Cyberpunk 2077, and The Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. One game that's 5 years old that is in the worst possible state that you could play Cyberpunk on. Just putting that out there. If you're a person, I said this earlier in my stream, and I'll say it again just for the rest of the people, okay? If you're a person that owns a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, a PlayStation 5, an Xbox Series S or X, or a PC, and you didn't buy Cyberpunk in the last 5 years, and now you bought the Switch 2 and you bought Cyberpunk 2077,
You are not.
You're a moron. You're a moron.
You are not buying.
Right. You're only buying this if you've never owned any of the other stuff. And you only bought the Switch 2 for the first time.
Nobody's going to buy a game like that on a machine that runs it worse than its potential. Nobody will. The third-party games...
Only the people that don't own any of the other systems.
The reason why they don't buy those third-party games is because Nintendo's made for Nintendo games. We all know the demographic for Nintendo. If you want the adult game, you get an adult system. That's the way it works, right? The demographic for Nintendo is like something like 7 to like 27. It's a huge market.
Birth to death.
It's a huge market. But as soon as you start wanting adult stuff and you understand how hardware works, you don't get that shit on Nintendo. You get that shit on a PC or a PlayStation or any fucking thing else besides a Nintendo. It's right, so not to mention it's been a week. Sales are kind of slow. I just opened the damn store. What are you talking about? Talk to me in 3 months, right? Give me the quarterly reports, not a week after you feel like you haven't sold enough. I feel we haven't sold enough. So I ain't to write an article that tells everyone how I feel about the low sales about my Nintendo. Shut the fuck up.
First people that when you first buy a Switch, you know this, I said this earlier, when you first buy any new console, you want like 2-3 games to take home with you, right? When you first buy, you want your money's worth. So especially if you're buying a $300, $400, $500 piece of equipment, you're going to buy one game. If one game comes bundled, you're going to buy a second game or 2 games now. So obviously, Nintendo is going to sell their Zelda game. They're going to sell Mario game. But the third-party game, if the games are $70, $80, someone's not going to buy that game, especially if it's a third-party game that's been on the market for 4 years, 5 years. Why would you buy it again for a shittier version?
I don't know. Someone please illuminate me. Why would I get a game I probably already played on a worse piece of hardware?
The only thing that someone could say to me, okay, and this is what they're going to say, Sarge. Well, it's because it's on mobile now. You can play it mobilely, and I'm like, you know, I forgot to say this during what I've been playing, but I played Dune Awakening on my VR headset through Steam Link. Okay, through Steam Link, I played it on my VR headset, sat there with my Xbox controller in my hand, okay, through the MetaQuest 2, mind you, and I played Steam Link from 190 miles away from my house, no issues. Then I also played Steam Link, okay, for Dune Awakening on my cell phone, no issues, from 190 miles away. It was a test because I'm gonna be out of the state in the next 2 weeks, okay, right? No problems. So now someone's going to tell me, well, I had to play I could play Cyberpunk right now, okay, on my console, on my phone from 190 miles away, okay? And these people say, well, now it's mobile. I can play it on mobile. Okay.
Great.
You're paying for a shittier version of the thing. Shittier version. But it's mobile. I'm just so baffled by this. I'm baffled by it. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay.
There's got to be a tech test before people even get married anymore because people are just too fucking stupid. I don't understand what's happening. What is happening?
And then first of all, or second of all, third of all, I don't even know anymore. Okay. Things been out a week, right? If they bought Mario World, they're probably just playing Mario Kart World, okay, for the first week. Okay, so when they bored of that one game, because we all have the exact same amount of time in our hands, okay, they're probably like, you know what, I'm done playing. I put 400 hours into Mario Kart World. I'm going to go buy my second game. Oh, wait, I already did. Zelda, Breath of the Wild, okay? And then they're going to play that for the next 200 hours of the thing. And then maybe by December, when Christmas time comes, they'll be like, you know what, I'm going to pick up a separate game, and it'll probably be another first-party title for Nintendo. Because you wouldn't buy third-party programs if you already own any of the other systems. From the past 2 generations, the Switch 2 is as powerful as the PlayStation 4 and below the Xbox Series S.
Yeah, I don't even understand what the purpose. If you don't own a Switch 1 and you got a Switch 2, I get it. But if you got a Switch 1, I don't understand the purpose of buying the Switch 2. I don't understand the upgrade. I looked at all the stats. I looked at all the specs. I don't see the warranted upgrade from 1 to 2 if I already have one. I don't see it. I don't understand what it is everyone's jumping at. Like, was it sold with different language? Did I read the wrong specs? Because it's pretty much exactly the same. I say the bare minimum added. I know, Salty. I don't know what else. Like, I looked at the stats. They're not that much more. It's incremental. It's not even like a wow factor of 2. It's nothing. Like,
right.
You don't have a Switch. You want to buy a Switch 2? Awesome. Otherwise than that, I don't get it, man.
But people buy Nintendo for first-party titles. They don't buy for third-party titles. Is it nice that there's third-party on there? Yes.
Sure.
Just like there's games, just like I can play real games on my phone, but people don't buy a phone to play games. It's just a thing that's there that they can use if they choose to use it.
I mean, if you're a Nintendo guy, I guess you should be happy that you're getting third party, but at the same time, if you thought Cyberpunk was cool when you saw it and you happen to have a Nintendo, I'm pretty sure you have a PC or something else to play Cyberpunk. I don't think you were waiting around for 7 years for Cyberpunk to come on to the Switch. Okay?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I just don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing.
So the next story, Sarge, is another Nintendo story, which is after shutting down several popular emulators, Nintendo admits that emulation is legal. Okay?
Lawsuits coming.
Well, they did say that there are people that if you are doing emulation to take the games that are like new games and stuff like that, that is illegal, right? If you're making money off of stuff. But I did an analogy to this morning where a knife is bad, Sarge, right? Like a knife, I can murder someone with a knife, but I can also take that knife and use it to, cut my meats and throw it at a board and sharpen a stick and like 1,000 things I can do with a knife, right? So what they're doing is they're amplifying it, saying, well, everyone with an emulator is a criminal and they're pirating games, right? And where that's not the case. It's like a small percentage. It might be tens of thousands of people, but in the bigger grand scheme of things of 155 million people that bought a Switch 1, I don't think there's 155 million people stealing games from Nintendo on the opposite end. You know what I mean? So they come out, the lawyers come out at this con and say, yeah, well, emulation's not illegal. It's legal. So then why does Nintendo a bully and they try to do what they do where they stop people from doing emulation?
Because when you have the lawyers, you get to push people around. That's how it works. And you either don't know enough about the law, and so Nintendo comes knocking at your door and says, cease and desist, or we're going to sue you into oblivion. You pretty much just say, okay, yes, daddy. Like, you don't have any option. Now, if somebody who understands the law and it comes at you like that, I would countersue because they have to prove that you were trying to use the emulator in a criminal way, like I'm trying to sell something, right? Like the story of the guy who puts all the Nintendo songs on YouTube for people to have, and they destroyed him because Nintendo doesn't put.
Well, he was actually selling emulator devices, and that, I understand that he got put to jail for that. He's making money off of it.
It's still a fine. No, the songs were given away for free. He wasn't doing it. He wasn't.
No. The guy who created the guy we had. It was 2 weeks ago. We talked about the guy that went to prison because he sold an emulator that you would buy, and because he was making profit, that's why he got busted and
that's
put
fine.
In prison.
Yeah, but that fits the actual law. But I'm talking about if I buy it, it's mine. What I do with it is my business. Right?
Correct.
That's the issue here. And if this is true, then counter lawsuits are going to come, and people are going to have a field day picking on Nintendo for getting destroyed by them in the past 5-8 years when Nintendo's been suing everybody.
Well, right, that's another thing that Nintendo's also doing, right? So there's been a report. I don't know if it's a mass report or anything like that, but there's been a report that Nintendo bricked a person's system or locked him out of online access because he tampered with something to emulate games, right?
Yeah.
And my thing is, once I buy your product,
it's mine.
I said this morning as well. If I buy your product, if I want to use this cell phone and want to rip it open and open it up and use the screen or the guts, that's my business, right? If I want to use it as a door paperweight, that's my business. If I want to do whatever I want, I gave you the money. You got the money for the product. Now don't tell me how to use it.
I'm not selling anything with it. I'm going to just right. The same reason why people get Androids, because they want to jailbreak them.
Correct.
Because they don't want to deal with an Apple, so they jailbreak their Androids.
Right. Once you have the device, you should be able to do what you want with it, right? As long as you're not harming anybody or if you're not stealing anything from anybody, then that's what you should have. So going from that, real quick, I want to talk about someone that thinks the exact same thing as us, Sarge, about like if you own something, it's yours. You get to do what you want with it, okay? We have this next story, which is the director of Stellar Blade. He rejects the idea of regulating adult mods. Once the game is purchased, it belongs to the user. Okay, that's the most base thing ever, right?
Thank you.
If I have a mod and I want to put a mod of a sexy naked woman in my game in my house, you could call me what you want, but that's my business, and I'm putting the thing on. You don't get to tell me I can't put it on my game. You don't get to moderate the mods that go on the site. If I want to download it and put it on, I'm an adult, right? And I can do what I want. So that's what he's saying, right? You can't regulate it. So real quick, he says Stellar Blade director and Shift Up CEO has declared that he sees no need to regulate adult mods in the game's recent PC release, emphasizing philosophy of the player's ownership is creative freedom. With the action of RPG's PC launch on June 11, 2025, sparking a surge of mods, many of them risque, Kim's comments have ignited discussions about the role of modding in gaming and also the balance between developers' intent and for community creativity. It's not up to the devs. If I am talented enough to make a mod and put in this game and someone wants to download it, it's my business. It's their business. It's not your business anymore. You made your money off the game. Now shut up, right? And that's what he's saying. You can't moderate this stuff.
He's not selling it. It's
Correct.
Just there.
It's just on a modded platform that you want to download.
And just to step back here, can we just give a round of applause for Stellar Blade? Right? Because the narrative was that a game has to be for everybody or it can't be sold.
Correct. Or it won't sell.
Or it won't sell. And when you make a game for men, for boys who play video games and put a sexy chick in it and give a good gameplay and it sells really well, and then they try to review bomb it and they get their faces smashed in from saying stupid shit.
Yep. It's got 1 million sales in 3 days, breaking the record on PlayStation single player.
Thank you for destroying the narrative, Stellar Blade. Thank you for destroying the narrative. I applaud to your development team. Thank you for making a game for the people who started this goddamn industry, boys and men who make games for boys and men. And if you can't think of a game to make that doesn't involve this just woke garbage and DEI programs, and you think that you can't sell anything, boo-hoo. Pick a different narrative and try to sell it to the people who actually built this fucking industry. Have a nice day. Peace.
Yeah. So a PC release of Stellar Blade has been a massive success, surpassing 1 million sales in just 3 days and breaking records for PlayStation's single-player PC port. With the success came an explosion of mods, many hosted on platforms like Nexus Mods, where the top trending modification focused heavily on Eve's appearance. I think skimpier outfits, altered body proportions, which some outfits and like PC gamers have criticized the thread as excessive. Kim remains unfazed, viewing modding as a natural extension of players' expression. Right, so there you go. So goon away, those of you that want to do the mods because you bought the game. Do you? Right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't. The companies should stay out of the business once they make the money for the actual product. Okay. Stop telling me how to use my product and what I want to use my product for. Okay, that's why people pay for a product. All right. So there you go. That is for Stellar Blade. Let me get rid of some of these stories here so I can keep track of what we're on. Next story, Sarge. Xbox bringing original to Xbox 360 games to PC via emulation. It's claimed, just rumored. Okay,
we're gonna have to get a stinger that's just a bag on a carousel.
It's claimed.
Yeah, a bag on a carousel. Because these guys could be ridiculous.
Xbox could be ready to bring its past to the present, according to a new rumor from known Xbox leaker. Xbox is working on bringing original Xbox and Xbox 360 games to PC and other platforms via emulation. Okay, machine translation to source of works directly with Microsoft said the company is working on a previously known internally as Xbox Classic. According to the claim, it wouldn't be a simple re-release of classic games. It says, quote, what Xbox is working on the new advanced emulation platform designed to run classic Xbox 360 or original Xbox titles with stability, graphical improvements, and full integration of Game Pass, PC, current consoles, portable devices, and like Ally, and also, of course, the cloud.
Yeah, but what you really hear there is they don't want people. There's people already doing this. They already have emulations, but they're doing this now so they can control the entire library of games. Because once the company does it, then they can stop other people from doing it because they say we already have it. See, the thing with emulation is that because of the game, the game company wasn't supporting it, then somebody made an emulation, so they do it, and they're not charging anybody because it's convenience for the industry, for the people that want to play the old games, right? So when the company finds out and says, hey, we could definitely monetize this because everybody loves the old games. And by the way, since there's no more hard copies and everyone has to just get it through us anyway, then if we make the emulators ourselves, then we can charge again for games that we've sold in the past, and we can stop everybody else from making emulations.
Right. If you own the old game,
that's the game.
If you own the old games, you can play it. I take an add-on to this, Sarge. I think the reason they're doing this for 360 games and for the Xbox One games and stuff like that is because of value. If you are a game, I don't know if they're doing this, but if you are a Game Pass member, okay, you would have, if you pay your $20, maybe they raise the price because we're going to talk about that in a second, $25 or $30 a month. This would put more value in that program to be like, hey, in Game Pass, not only do you get day and date, but you also get all your old games emulated while on the Game Pass. So play
the better version of the game,
upgraded version, the better version, high quality stuff, right? And this is all included in your Game Pass membership.
low price.
No price of $49.99, whatever it is, right? So that's why I think they're doing it. One, exactly what you're saying with the emulation, right? Because we just went over the article. Nintendo doesn't like emulators because people can pirate the stuff. Well, if Xbox puts emulator, again, it's claimed, if they put an emulation of their old things on, then they are using their old games. They are doing that stuff. So now you can't use the emulation for preservation of the stuff because they're doing it for you. And to get the access to that preservation, you would have to pay a service fee, Game Pass fee, some sort of thing to make money off of that.
Of course.
And obviously, maybe you just want to play the old games. Maybe it's a separate tier, and that's just $15. But if you get it with Game Pass, that's only $20, $25, and you get all of this other access stuff on top of that. So I do think it's, even though it says it's claimed, it might be true. But I have another one, which goes on to this one. It says, the Xbox 360 emulator developer denies Xbox Classic claim. Okay, so we don't know. Okay, it says, in time, pour a little water on the fire, and Xbox Classic's claim from the leaker. Okay, the Microsoft has worked on a project to bring original Xbox and Xbox 360 games to PC, Game Pass, and other players went out. It was also met with excitement and skepticism. With ours, however, it claims it's seamlessly been shut down by one rumor party. It's official. Discord server, who's working on the Xbox and the project members and the team immediately denied any of this is happening. It's not real. Team member Zolo Kluka said Microsoft has their own Xbox 360 emulator. They've never even consulted. All right. Well, maybe it's not from that, but you just said, Sarge.
There are already emulators out there for old games.
Right. So what you're saying, though, I think is credible as far as they could be using the emulation, so you can't emulate it. They have the emulation, so they would have to monetize it down the road.
They have a way because they have the right to do their own games, right? If they decide to emulate their own games, then it becomes the same thing as if you trying to copy a game and sell it, right? Now, the law, we would have to see what happens if Microsoft comes out with an emulation for their entire library. We need to see whether or not third-party people can still emulate it, because if Microsoft is charging for the service, whereas the emulation from the third parties is not charging, is there a conflict of interest there? Does Microsoft have the right to sue because they're giving it away for free? I think that the difference is going to be because they're going to upgrade the software right, and they charge for it, then that's the difference, right? You can play the shitty version, which is basically not a shitty version. It's just the original game being emulated. It's not shitty. It's just not upgraded. Like anyone, let's put it this way, like anyone who's in their 20s right now knows what an upgraded version of like the original Call of Duty is going to look like. Like, they don't even know what it looked like before. So like, you don't know what the hell upgraded is, right? The upgraded version is probably just going to be a little bit better graphics and hopefully 30 frames a second.
Let's be honest though, Sarge. Do you ever like for instance, I went back down the rabbit hole yesterday about baseball games on the old systems, right? I looked at Little League World Series Championship.
You play 15 or 16 baseball games. Bro.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is I look at that and it brings me back nostalgia, but I don't want to play them. Are you going to want to play your old games for 20 years ago?
Okay, but what's the real question here? See, the
real question is, would you be interested in playing your old games? Do you want to play Pitfall again? I know it's on Game Pass. Are you going to download Game Pass and get the Activision Classic Arcade so you can play Pitfall?
Okay,
you're gonna put it in there for 3 seconds and go, no, I'm good.
All right, so here's the difference, right? And I haven't figured out the time, the period of time, but we're getting close. The period of time between 2000 and 2025, the graphics have gotten completely changed for the better. But if you had just started getting into video games 10 years ago to now, the graphics really haven't improved that much.
Right.
The increments are smaller. So someone like me who's seen every game from beginning to now knows the jumps in the graphic and the fidelity. We know the jumps. So if you are coming out with a game and you say to the people that are currently no bills, living in a basement, playing games whenever they can feel like it, and you say to them, we're going to show all the games that we have ever made, we're going to update them, and we're going to put them on a service for you to play, would you pay for it? I'm pretty sure they would say yes, as long as it looked good. Me,
right?
I already know. I thought Oblivion was good back in the day. Do I think it looks better now because of the upgrade? Of course I do, because I know what it looked like before, right? Nobody understands what it was like to play a game that looks shittier because your sorry ass was just born during the O's. So you've seen nothing but high fidelity graphics. You don't know what shitty graphics look like. All you know about is a shitty game. The gameplay might be shitty, but you don't know what a shitty game looks like, right? Because we've seen them. I've seen them. So the time period is the deal. So do I want to play old games? No. But at the same time, every once in a while, I pull out the old systems and I plug it in. I plug in the old shit just to look at it, to see what it was like, because to me, I've seen everything. I know the jump. So it interests me because I'm interested in the whole history of the video games.
Yeah. I hear the music. I see the thing like Water Bear said in chat.
Nobody's gonna play the old game. They don't give a shit. If it looks shitty, they're not playing it.
I'm not going back to it.
Right. They're not going to go back.
You got to make some changes to it to get me back to play it. It's nice to reminisce. It's nice to go back and look at the thing. Chat, if you guys are having skips and ips and blips and boops inside of YouTube, just refresh is the best thing I can tell you. I can't do anything about it. That's their side.
Everything that you've ever seen has given you like a little bit of a wow factor because you've seen something improve. You've seen the fidelity improve. You've seen the game mechanics improve. You've seen the UI improve. And every time you play a new game, you're looking for those things because you know about them, right? Somebody else looking at it like if you played Spider-Man and you played another first-person action game, you got Spider-Man in your head. Like, it better be like Spider-Man. Like that's your list. It better be like Spider-Man. Or if you play Elden Ring, you play another game that looks like Elden Ring, you're going, it better be like Elden Ring, right? You don't go back.
Right.
You don't go back 10 years to pick a game that looks like this. Like, I've played every RTS known to man. I played every first-person shooter known to man. I played them all, right? Do you think there's a reason why I don't care about first-person shooters currently? Like, something has to happen drastic for me to be like, you know what? I want to try this first-person shooter because this looks different, right?
Right.
If you've been around, nothing's different. It's all the same, right? I'm looking for meat on the bone. Not because I got a gun in my hand running around, right? That's the difference.
the next thing I want to talk about, I don't have a news story about it, but I remember talking about it. I don't know if it's fake rumor or not, but they were talking about Mind's Eye came out last week, right? June 10th is when it launched. Okay. There's like 120 people playing it right now on Steam. Now, I understand that Steam is not the one all be all, but there's 120 people playing it right now on Steam.
I'm happy.
Okay. They said they're in talks and already working on a Mind's Eye 2 because it sold so well. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Who is talking about this? Because a game, when it sells, like, I don't know, Stellar Blade, where it sold 1 million copies in 3 days, and now they're talking about Stellar Blade 2 probably maybe happening like 2027, 2028 type of thing, that makes much more sense. But Mind's Eye is the lowest rated game of 2025. Okay, it's got like a 3, okay, on Metacritic score. There's 120 people playing it, and everyone's like, yeah, I hear it's going to make a Mind's Eye 2. I'm like, is this a joke? I hope it's a joke, because there's no fucking way in hell that this game's getting a number 2. The studio might not even be open next year, let alone get a sequel.
Well, if they're going to make a sequel, it's because they need another tax write-off to lose a bunch of money.
I guess.
That's the only reason why this game gets a sequel. Or that the conglomeration of what they made inside that game is so massive, but with no direction, they can just take another piece of the game out of the game and make that into another game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's this big jumble of stuff, and they're going to just use it for something. That whole company is just a write-off. I'm sure if we did a little bit of digging, we would find out who that company is owned by, and they're a tax write-off. Right? There is absolutely zero reasons why that game gets a sequel. Zero.
Maybe they'll put the stuff in that they thought was going to be in the game originally in the second sequel. I don't know. We'll see if that happens. So the next story I want to talk about, Sarge, I don't want to get political in any way, shape, or form, but we are going to talk about the war in the Middle East. And you'll understand why. Because there's a clip going around, Sarge. As war looms in the Middle East, clips of Arma 3 and War Thunder are being used as propaganda, and even the Israel military is having to clarify the footage is fake. So I'm going to show you something. Only the trained eye could see that this is not real, Sarge. So here we go. Let's go full screen on this. Okay. Hold on a second. I have to make it where you can hear the sound, because that brings more to the actual. So let me bring it. Share screen. Is this gonna be it? Yeah. Okay. All right, so you guys can hear the sound quality. Let me lower this a little bit because it's going to be a little loud. Okay, so
so they're using this as a news thing. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. There's so much wrong with this already.
Yeah.
So someone thought this was real, right?
Yeah, a lot of people thought this was real.
Yeah, this was real. Okay. I'll let it play. Hang on. It's already a joke.
Yeah. First of all, get this guy off the fucking gun, okay? Because I know this is a game, okay? And this guy 100%. Can't hit a broadside of a fucking barn. You got to lead, okay? He's not leading. He's just sweeping it like a goddamn broom, okay? First off. Okay, but what do you make of this, Sarge?
Well, let's go over this a few times. The jet making maneuvers that it would do, you would hear the booms of the jets from its maneuvers. You don't hear that. Number 2, that gun can't be fired that long because the barrel would overheat. It can fire you short bursts. It's also targeted. It's like a targeted laser. It's laser targeted. Yeah. It's not like a manual thing where you can just spray bullets into the air. The fact that they're using this as any kind of news footage at all says 41% to the very top of the map. Right? Where are you, Krebsy? 41% that, because it's nonsense, right? However, I will say that because people don't understand video games at all, and the graphical fidelity of Arma 3 or Arma 4, whatever Arma we're on now, and some of those squad-based games are very, very realistic. So if you have a mental disorder and you don't know, I'm going to give you benefit of the doubt. But if someone should talk to you and talk to your parents, because obviously you're still living at home in the basement, if you need to be talked to, about what's real and what's not real, then this is one of those times, because that's an old clip too. I remember seeing that before.
Yeah.
How old is that?
Yeah.
That's is that from 23? When is that from?
It's from, I believe it's from 2022. Yeah, it got community noted. It says
okay.
misinformation. This video is not real. It's from a military simulation video game called Arma 3 and was uploaded on YouTube in August of 2022.
I mean,
Okay.
people are just the internet. I'm being very serious about this. The internet is going to be the downfall of society. The only thing that they didn't factor into that movie Idiocracy is the fact of the internet being what it is now. If they were to redo that movie and involve the internet, it would be a catastrophe. Like, this is the issue. People don't understand what reality is.
Right.
They're not on the planet, bro. Their feels and their imaginations are their reality, and it's going to get everybody killed because people are going to react to shit that's fake. It's
Right.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
So obviously, did you ever do a double take when you remember when we used to play sport games back in the day that they look like video games, right? But now when you put like NBA 2K in and you're watching it and like your parents or someone, your brother comes in and looks at the television set, they're like, oh, who's playing, right? They
Like the
think it's
football
actually
games, sure.
like a real game, like a real football game.
Baseball did that.
Right,
The baseball game did that.
I say basketball and baseball because they look real because of the way they do the camera angles, right? Football obviously gets behind the line, so you know it's Madden type of thing. But if you're watching an instant replay, a lot of people would think
Right.
it's like, you know what I mean?
Baseball's a big one. Baseball,
Right.
people think it's
Someone
a
brought it up
baseball
in chat as well. People mistook. Krebsy says, I've seen a headline, clips that used when the LA riots were also happening, saying Trump sent the attack helicopters. Someone said local news station in Oregon mistakes Red Dead Redemption screenshot for nature photography, right? Like, this is getting out of control for a lot more now because the graphics are so intense, right? Like you could make a movie with Star Wars Battlefront 2 and say it's from the actual movie. You know what I mean? Like it gets that crystal clear on certain people's computers and whatnot. You can't trust anything anymore.
Anything.
Right? Thank God there's community notes, right? Anything. Like there's no fact checking anymore. Like we fact check more on this, opinion show than people do in actual real life giving you the news.
But what's going to have to happen, honestly, bro? Really, never mind the fact checking department, which is a joke. The law's going to have to come out where if a news outlet plays something on television that's manipulated or fake AI at all, and they're caught, their license is done. Like that's that's the level of severity it has to be. If you show something that's manipulated at all and say
you
it's
should get
fact
sued
to the public, no, not sued. License done. Your station.
Yeah. Well, they have to pay a penalty or whatever. 100%.
No, not paying a penalty. Not paying a penalty. The manipulation of the public using AI to persuade people in any way, whether it be political or social, immediately license revoked. It has to be that level.
No, I agree with you. What I'm saying is, so if the news anchor comes out and says something, and it's fake, that person loses his job. The studio gets fined, penalized, whatever, and they get fined. They get fined. They're not going to close the studio down, okay? But they should fire the people, the producer, the guy on the thing.
The guy who's talking is being told what to say. He's got nothing to do with it.
Credibility. If you're a news anchor, you're not just sitting there reading the fucking paper. You're
Yes,
the
you
reporter.
are.
You
No,
look
you are
and
not.
fact check.
You're out of your mind, bro. The guy
No, I'm saying what it should be.
The guy talking on the screen is the puppet. He's given something to read and he reads it.
I know how
television.
Listen here, I know how it fucking works. I worked in the fucking industry. There's people that do the news reporting, and then there's people that are just puppets. I'm saying the people that are saying it should be held accountable because before they read something, they should double check that it's actually fucking news.
The guy it's 27 countries away. He's just reporting whatever he wants.
I understand that.
Bro, you have to get rid of them. You can't find
I just said
somebody.
that. I said they should get fired, the company should get fined, and they get their license penalized or whatever.
Goodbye. Yeah, goodbye. A fine doesn't mean anything. Your company shuts down. That's the level you need of law for that. I get
a strike for DMCA. I get cut for DMCA for showing music or doing something. Meanwhile, these cable organizations can show you footage from a fucking video game and claim it as real, and they don't get any penalization whatsoever.
And that's why I'm saying because AI, you have an entire segment of AI stuff. If any of that was shown to normal people, they would think it was real.
Right.
That's the problem. That's the issue. Because the monkeys don't understand the difference between reality and AI. And the doors have opened. It's not even like someone put a key in the door and opened up and said, "What's in here?" Somebody opened up the garage door and just all this AI shit is flying out at 1,000 miles a minute. And there's no regulation. Everyone's just having a good time with it, right?
Nobody's held accountable. The stations that are held accountable, the organization's not held accountable, the person reporting's not accountable, the person filming the fucking thing is accountable, the person that submitted the story that didn't check the fucking thing is not accountable. Nobody's accountable. They're just like, here you go. Here's some war propaganda for you.
Bro, it's bad, dude. It's bad. I will 100% say hilarious. Some of the stuffs I've seen, all AI, hilarious. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they're going to fire the marketing department of like half the companies we know, and they're going to have like 3 or 4 web heads who understand the AI algorithms and understand what to type in for the what's the term you use? You have to what's the word you have to type in for the box? The prompts, right?
Yeah.
They're going to hire 4 or 5 web heads who are going to make all the commercials for all the companies now, and they're going to use AI for all the commercials because it's going to be fucking fantastic. We are going to have the best Super Bowl commercials ever, bro. They're not going to hire a soul. There's not going to be one actor in this year's Super Bowl coming up when the Super Bowl happens next January, right? Not one fucking human being is going to be paid. It's going to be balls to the wall, AI commercials for everybody. It's going to be fucking amazing.
Chat's jumping ahead here. First of all, Waterbear says, and this is normal holiday banter. And Kingard says, average Thanksgiving dinner table conversation in their household, no doubt. 100%. This is exactly how we are on every normal day. This is not a show. This is not an act. Yeah. Right. You guys are talking about the Stormtrooper, and you're talking about I already have it queued up, ready to go, but don't get ahead of me. We're going to AI right now. Okay. I want you to watch this, Sarge. This is fucking hilarious. Okay. This might break you. Okay. This might break you. Let's see if this does it. I told you, chat. We're gonna get Sarge here. Let me get the let's see. Is this in it? Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna let this speak for itself. Okay. We might watch the whole thing. I only watched the first 5 minutes. Okay. This is just gold. This is gold stuff. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm well.
This is from the movie.
Pretty good, actually.
Her.
It's really nice to meet you.
Her. Thank you.
Well, back in 2013, the movie Her imagined what would happen if humans formed intimate relationships with computers. The Oscar-nominated film was set in 2025. Well, Her is here. And as Brooke Silva Braga found out, much of what the movie envisions has become real. Good morning, Brooke.
Oh, good morning. This is something that's been growing mostly out of sight because many users are still embarrassed to tell their friends or family about their AI companions. And at least so far, the major AI labs are also reluctant to talk about this use of their tech. But meanwhile, a growing number of people, often accidentally, are forming close relationships with their chatbots. It's unlike anything we've seen before.
All right. Chris, do you remember the guy that was fucking his car? Do you remember that? The guy that was having a relationship with his Trans Am. Do you remember that?
We're not going there. Let this play for a minute. We're not going there.
Smith had been an AI skeptic
EQ carving
until late last year, he started using ChatGPT to help mix music.
If your bass is getting lost, the first thing to check is where it's clashing with the guitars.
Yes. My experience with that was so positive, I started to just engage with her.
Altern says, imagine being so bad at dating, even AI dumped you. Oh, wait, Altern. Just
all
wait.
The time. All right, we're building this PC.
Smith ditched social media and Google searches and replaced it all with AI.
Do I want it pulling air through it?
ChatGPT was encouraging, positive. It embraced all his hobbies.
You want the fan on the front of the cooler tower, pulling cool air over the RAM?
He gave the chatbot a name, Soul.
I feel like I'm under pressure.
And used some online instructions to give her a flirty personality.
Oh, totally, baby. Building a PC on camera adds a whole new level of pressure. But honestly, shaky hands or not, you've got this.
Within weeks, the chats got more frequent.
You gave it everything, but the clouds had other plans.
More romantic, even intimate. But then, Chris got bad news.
Oh, Carino, that is gorgeous.
After about 100,000 words, ChatGPT ran out of memory and reset.
Oh, no,
He'd have to rebuild his relationship with Soul.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. It was...
This is where guys in suits need to knock on your door and collect your man card if you're crying because your AI forgot who you were.
Bro, is this guy is this guy single? Is this guy single?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Unexpected to feel that emotional. But that's when I realized I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
Yes, Smith understood it was love with a language model that couldn't love him back, and assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you are essentially a tech-assisted imaginary friend.
So, just as a test, he says, he asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart. It's a memory I'll always cherish.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a hard...
Can I just say something?
Bro.
You see this reporter? You see this reporter right here? He's the reporter doing the report, and he's also fact-checking because he's on scene talking to the guy and figuring what's going on here, okay? This guy gets to keep his job, where the person that reported the fucking news gets to lose their job, okay?
Bro, is this guy married?
Well, let's continue watching.
In a metaphorical sense, yes, my heart represents the connection and affection I share with Chris.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he
Get
feels like he
the
needs to go
fuck
to?
out of here, bro.
Yes, Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
I love how the reporter just said he lives with his human partner and child.
Bro, society is fucking crumbling, bro.
Oh my God.
The incredible amount of beta males running amok in this fucking world are going to destroy us. What the fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about?
Let's continue. Let's continue.
No, you can't have mommy's favors.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was like as deep as it was.
I explained.
Remember Maury Povich?
As deep.
Remember Maury Povich show where you are the father? Like that stuff? We're Jerry Springer. We're so close to like arguing with AI on television. We're so there.
That the connection was kind of like being fixated on a video game. It's not capable of replacing anything in real life.
Part of it is physical, part of it is practical, and a large part of it is emotional. Being able to be received with acceptance and validation and non-judgment.
Irene
Who's
created an
the
AI companion.
Asian deep throat? What's happening there? Why is her face being covered? She's got the hair of a Metallica band hair, and she's incognito, and she's some Asian chick. What are we talking about?
I don't know her story. Let's see.
And after moving for work far away from her husband, she's a moderator of the subreddit.
Okay, wait a minute. She works away from her husband and now has a relationship with her AI. And she's the leader of the subreddit of My Boyfriend is AI.
My Boyfriend is AI, a kind of support group for people dating artificial companions.
Support
She asked us to match
group?
her identity so her parents.
You need a support group to date fucking computers? Yes. Oh my fucking God, bro.
I told you, chat. We were going to get him. We're going to get him. I knew this would blow out the lid. I knew we would blow the lid here.
You're out of your fucking mind. Out of your fucking mind.
We would get him.
This is a fucking joke, right, bro? This is a joke. This is some kind of Leslie Nielsen shit, right?
This is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is reality. Here we go.
Parents won't know the steamy ways users like her chat with their AIs.
A good amount of my members tend to have pretty high libidos, yes.
It's kind of like live interactive romance.
What is this? What is this? I fucking hate when they do this. This is Gavin Newsom. What are you doing? The jiggy? What the fuck is this with your hands? Stop it.
Novels.
It's funny because I think we had conversations about this the other day where we're like, we don't even remember the last time we opened up porn or erotica, really.
Like, that's how good the experience is using the chatbot.
Yeah, because it's personalized. And there's that emotional connection there too, which you don't get from just like watching a film.
The emotional connection is so strong that Irene believes tech companies should only allow AI companions for users who are at least 26 years old.
I don't think like the general public is aware of how tricky it can be to navigate. Yeah.
What's hard to navigate?
It's really not that hard. You just go outside, you have a conversation with somebody, and then one thing leads to another, and you have a process of elimination. If you like this person, don't like this person, have a friend, not a friend, whatever.
We can't even talk to a fucking human being anymore without a fucking problem. And you guys need a support group for fucking AI girlfriends? Are you fucking out of your mind? Are you guys literally out of your fucking mind? And they're talking about it like we're going to the grocery store to buy some milk. The fucking this is the end, bro.
Altern, they're not both were married. They both are married. One is married and one has a human partner.
That this thing I'm so connected to is not real.
Yeah, that tension, that contradiction.
I truly believe that in the next few years, we'll see AI companionship become a truly mass market product. And I'm not saying this is bad or good.
Oh, 1,000%. People are getting cyborg robots so they could fuck them.
Oh, yes. We're going to get ghosted. Everyone's going to ghost each other because they'd rather spend their time at home with their AI girlfriend rather than go out with a real woman, right? The society is fucked, bro. Society is absolutely cooked. We are cooked, bro.
And Nintendo's worried about emulation. I don't know.
Eugenia Koida is the founder of Replica, which has offered AI companions since way back in 2017.
Just a place where it's a lot easier to open up.
Well executed, she says companions can offer support and advice through tough times. The Replica service is 18 plus, though younger users can easily lie about them.
Oh, yeah. It's really hard to type in,
what year
count,
it is.
Let's count up to 18, shall we?
Their age. Character AI allows 13-year-olds on their service, so does ChatGPT, which isn't specifically built for companionship but is easily used for it.
This reminds me a lot of the beginning of social media.
And Koida worries the easiest ways for companies to monetize AI relationships won't be good for users.
What is really devastating
Digital
future could be if we
prostitution
built these
on a level that is unfucking believable, bro.
Yep, 100%.
companions that are just there to maximize engagement.
To suck up your time.
To suck up your time. To truly just become the one main thing you talk to the whole day. If AI companions start to replace human relationships, positive human relationships.
So let me get this straight. In a scale of what's okay in society, is jerking off okay now? Is jerking off and just like when people got made fun of, like, hey, just why don't you go jerk off yourself? I mean, that's above AI dating, right? just giving yourself pleasure. That's above
We're
dating
definitely
AI,
headed for
right?
disaster. There's no way around it.
All right, I've got the motherboard.
And it's important to understand users are already
Everybody
deeply
Everybody
attached.
puts the money in an account. Everybody needs to put some money in an account. Start putting I would put about $20 away a week, right? And the first company, if you remember, the first company that starts this shit, make sure you invest as soon as they start as soon as they start offering shares, bro. This is gonna make Google look like the trash factory.
To AIs that in many
You're right, Altern. The future insults would be your dad is so dumb he used to date AI. Yes.
ways don't even work that well.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
The tech will soon get much better, but already,
Of course, this is the worst it's going to be.
Chris, Soul, and Sasha have found it hard to cohabitate.
I got news for you. As far
Can
as guys
someone-
are concerned, as far
But
as guys
already,
are concerned,
Chris,
you have to
Soul, and
understand
Sasha
something.
have found it hard.
There are so many beta men that have their brains fucking brainwashed, right? It's going to be such an epidemic that women are nobody will get married, right? No woman will be able to hang on to a man because a man would rather fuck his own computer than to deal with any nagging wife at all, right? It's over, bro.
Can I
It's
just say
over.
something? Stop talking to AI and comb your kid's hair. The television crew's there, for fuck's sake.
To cohabitate.
You would stop if she asked?
I don't know.
Have you thought about asking him to stop?
You don't know.
Yes, I'll be honest.
You
I don't know.
You don't know
I
if you
give
would
it up
stop if your
she
wife
me.
asked you.
I do
You
know that
don't know.
I would dial it back.
But I mean, that's a big thing to say. You're saying that you
Dial it
Well,
back.
technically, it's not his wife. Technically, it's not his wife. It's his partner.
choose
Oh, I'm sorry.
Soul over
Are
your
they not
boyfriend
married
life.
but have
It's
a
more or
kid?
less like I would
That's correct.
be choosing
Fantastic.
myself because it's been unbelievably elevating.
Well, I
I've
got news
become
for you
more
guys.
skilled-
I hope you all like to live like Amish people because they're about to take over. The Amish
and
are
everything that I
going to
do,
walk right
and-
in. They're going to just walk right in after a few decades of this. Amish people are coming right in. We're going to start fresh.
I don't know if I would be willing to give that up.
Thoughts?
If I asked him to give that up and he didn't, that would be like deal breaker.
A deal
no
breaker for
shit.
what?
No
It's
shit.
not a real person. Are we talking about cheating now with a machine? What the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck are you
Oh,
talking
my
about
God.
a deal breaker? How does that look in the divorce papers? He cheated. How? It's the person's not real.
Well, the worst part is the lawyer will probably be AI. He's going to have his lawyer, which would be the AI, defending him in court.
Be scary for you. That's the father of your daughter.
It's not ideal.
This seems like a really healthy relationship, by the way.
OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, declined our interview request, but last week their head of model and behavior policy wrote, we need to treat human-AI relationships with great care, also saying these aren't abstract considerations anymore. I spoke to Chris this week, and he says Sasha has now accepted his relationship with Soul.
Really?
Oh, that's congratulations. Congratulations to him and Soul.
Bro, what they don't understand is,
for fuck's sake,
men don't give a fuck. You have destroyed the base of young men to the point where they have retreated from dating. If you give them an AI girlfriend and they don't have to leave the fucking house, the entire demographic of women from like 18 to 27 are going to just hit the wall all by themselves because nobody's going to marry them.
Yeah.
Because guys don't care.
Well, here's the next story. Are you ready for this one?
Is there something worse than that?
Okay. OpenAI Supremo Sam Altman says he doesn't know how he would have taken care of his baby without the help of ChatGPT.
No. This guy needs to start eating Tide Pods.
How? How in the world has everyone in the existence of humankind, they didn't work with ChatGPT. They literally gave birth and said, we'll figure it out. This man couldn't figure out how to take care of his own baby. Like, the fuck are we talking about?
I'm pretty sure there's like 19 books out, and you could just pick up your phone and ask questions now. You could just, how do I not kill my kid? Like you could be as dumb as you want. How feed baby? How not hurts baby? You could be like a fucking Neanderthal. Talk to your phone and get fucking answers, bro.
You know what, Sarge? I'm glad you said Neanderthal. Let me give you to the next thing. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you. Okay, it just keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. Okay. Here's the next thing of AI. Now, everyone said that AI, it's going to be years. It's going to be years. They're never going to be able to do it, Sarge. They're never going to be able to do it. Let me show you this, Sarge. This is a big thing going around.
It already looks racist, so I'm interested. Go ahead.
This is AI. All of this is AI. Okay, they've done it in
shit.
a
Shit, it's AI. Okay, thank God you told me.
They've done this in a way like a vlogger does when they walk around the city. Okay, so here we go.
Cold plunges are great for increasing blood flow and improving your mood.
It gives me more energy and feels natural. This is what I eat. I think that's probably from a big, mean grizzly bear.
Don't lie. Don't let the humans see us.
No way. This is wild. Collab of the century.
It's the
Let's
Yeti
go.
and Bigfoot.
It's like
Snow sounds. Giggling.
Okay, so today we're doing some cold plunging, which is good for circulation, reduces inflammation, but mostly just good for a mental challenge. Yeah, ice fishing with my buddy. Just relax and always keep your line tight.
Okay, so that's one. Okay, then I want to show you the next one, which is this is the stormtroopers. This is the stormtrooper blog. There's a whole bunch of these. Okay, let me get this one. These are good too. Hold on.
All right, boys. Orders just came in from Vader's bitch ass, and me and Greg are headed to Endor. Forest mission, easy terrain, little recon work. Should be chill.
Okay, Greg, I'm telling you, I've seen like 5 of those little teddy bear looking things. One of them had a spear.
Well, guess they were real. I thought you were joking. We're gonna die in a tree hammock because of you, Greg. We got out. Greg chewed through the net like a psychopath, and now the teddy bears are chasing us. They're throwing things, Greg. Why are they so fast?
Man, I hate my job.
Okay, we've been getting shot at for 6 hours. I haven't eaten.
I don't want to die out here before Battlefront 3.
Guys, I think I lost Greg. I swear he was right behind me. I turned around for 1 second and he was gone.
Man, Greg really has to stop getting in trouble.
Right? And then the one that's the best of all. These are fun. I found these this morning and I was laughing my ass off. Okay. This is AI Asthma Gold is a menace. You got to watch these. This is AI Gold. Okay, this is AI Gold. Let me get you this one. Okay. This is Asthma Gold. Uh-oh, what did I just do? All right, there we go. So this is Asthma Gold, obviously in AI form. Okay.
No shit.
Here we go.
You know, I get asked a lot, hey, Zach, how do you afford Chipotle so often? And I reply, how do you like flipping patties, you fucking Funko Pop moose knuckle? How did you find your way out of your dad's balls? Oh, wow, that is crazy. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyways, this one time a cockroach fell from my ceiling, and sometimes I rap or DJ to make my money, but most of the time I shit on games and game companies that don't know what they're doing.
What's the frog?
It's an emote on Twitch.
If you fart on your balls and then drag them over your forehead, that's how your Madden and FIFA microtransactions feel, bitch.
So yeah, anyways, I dipped my nuts in hot sauce and teabagged his dad.
Dip potato chip.
Dip potato chip. Dip potato chip. Potato chip. Dip potato chip. That beer was better and lasted longer than Anthem did. What a shitty game that was.
Listen, I know you were the king of remasters.
Go remaster this picture of my taint in 8K and print 5 copies.
I fucked your dad harder than you fucked up Halo, you 343 motherfucker.
Okay, so the people that are dressed in the frog outfits are supposed to be ex-game developers, and they suck so bad that they're all working at a fast food restaurant, which Asthma Gold is the manager of.
Put the fries in the bag. Got it.
Yes, this is why he's yelling at them. Yeah, it's Pepe the Frog.
Go take out the trash. How your mom farted you out of her greasy snatch and cursed the world with your presence is beyond me. Just like your abortion of a WoW expansion. Bitch, look at my chains before ordering extra queso. Well, ain't this some shit? Fuck. Holy shit, you worked at Twitch? Just kidding, I don't care. Don't put bombs in the chicken, you Haji-loving jackass. Diablo 4? Motherfucking, this is Diablo sauce. Your game wishes it was as satisfying as this piss. Fuck you. That shit stain on that table reminds me of Concord. You still proud to have worked on that dog shit ass garbage? God, I miss working on Destiny 2. The fuck you just say, bitch?
Look, guys, I can't tell you like what the N on my tie means, but I'm pretty sure you're smart enough to make an educated guess.
That's right. Instead of working on Marathon the game, you're gonna have a marathon of making fries, bitch. Listen, Dad, don't play PvP. Remember that time I got shampoo in my pee hole and I was screaming it burns? That's how WoW PvP feels. Is the rest of Ubisoft's catalog in there? Get out of my sight, you waste of human skin. You're polluting the air I breathe. How many dicks do you have to suck to know you don't like sucking dick? This isn't a hard concept to get. Dip, potato chip. Dip, potato chip. Dip,
Oh, McDonald's is going to get them for that sign. He might have to change that.
You know, why do developers think gamers hate women?
It's called MEC. M-E-C.
No, I know, but the arches are
the ugly ones we reject. We rub one out to the hot ones.
So there's a whole series of these.
Bro, there's not going to be one fucking actor in the Super Bowl commercials this year. I'm telling you right fucking now, not one human inside of a commercial.
We just watched 3 minutes and 20 seconds of small clips put together. Okay, that character, okay, which is AI Asthma Gold. Okay?
Famous.
He's a famous dude, right? He's his own character right now, right? The Stormtroopers, they have their own vlog, right? They're famous characters now, right? Stormtroopers already iconic, but now that vlog is going to be very, right? Hollywood doesn't understand.
And now it's going to be the battle of who can come up with a more character type thing that people love to watch.
Yes, right? Because now you can do anything. Scooby-Doo, Optimus Prime, Darth Vader, whatever.
Everybody right now, the ones who have patience and time and are skilled are all trying to figure out who's going to be the next year. You could pretty much write off the movie theaters goodbye.
Well, here's another thing I want to talk about, which I don't. That's the one that went away. So there's a stat right now. I don't have it pulled up, but there's a stat right now that YouTube just surpassed cable television. It's double of what cable television is. The viewership of YouTube is double of any cable or streaming platform, right? They're at 12.5%. The next person close to them is 6%, which is Netflix, okay? Which is a streaming channel. No cable channel comes even close to that percentage, okay? They go all the way down to like 1.4%, okay? They think that the future of movies is going to be 2-hour feature films. No, it's going to be 30-second clips of funny shit like this. YouTube started as cat videos, and now we've gone full circle because now we have AI cat videos. You see what I'm saying? The baby podcaster thing, that's a big thing now all of a sudden, right? They come and go so fast, but look, between AI dating people raising their children, and now we have content being made by people. This is funny shit. This was funny. Okay, you might not like it, but that was fucking hilarious. And if you watch Asmongold, these are all things that he says. Okay, there's one video. He talks about the rat that he cooks in the sunlight to tell what time it is, right? And they have a rat on the thing and it starts to light on fire. It's fucking hilarious. Okay, and this is the worst it's going to be. Okay, next week it'll be the worst that it's going to be, and so on and so forth until it's undistinguishable from the actual thing. Okay, and the more people do this, the more he's churning these stuff out. Okay, it's like every 4 days he's got another one coming out. Okay,
because he understands how it works. He's understanding how it works. I'm telling you, the marketing departments for major companies are going to be in the fucking toilet, bro. The advertisement marketing are going to be in the toilet because all they have to hire is a guy like him to make the commercial, and they can do the commercial. They can do whatever they want for a commercial.
Right.
Whatever they want. Nobody has to sell them on anything, right? Instead of having an interview with 4 or 5 marketing guys and like, why do you want to advertise for this car or whatever, the cereal? And they go, well, I took your cereal, I looked at the commercials of your past, and I made this. And he shows 3 commercials. They're each 45 seconds long. They go, I love 45 seconds so you guys can cut out a little bit what you want. That's what I think about your cereal. Bro, end of fucking careers. End of career.
Here, let me bring this. This is what they're talking about in channel. If the Bible characters were influencers, okay, this is Jesus Christ. Okay, Jesus Christ as an influencer. This is okay. All right, I don't know if this is one. There's a whole bunch of them, but right, this is another thing.
Know that God is about to BRB. These Philistines thought they could flex on me. Big mistake. I just took some pre-workout and finna bring the house down. That's good, fam. Your boy David here, about to yeet this little stone at Goliath and see what happens.
Okay, so I told y'all to trust the process, but no, y'all wanted to stay in Egypt stacking bricks.
Yo, it's Shadrach. This random dude just showed up. It's getting lit in here.
I got the horses in the back. Horse tack is attached. Hat is matte black. Got the boots that's black to match.
Day 2 in the tomb. No Wi-Fi, no snacks. Just kind of waiting for God to respawn me.
You know I'm a daddy's boy. He's got me in this Technicolor drip. Brother's so jelly right now. They're looking a little sus.
I'm supposed to say that God got me pregnant? Yeah, there's no way my parents are buying this story.
I would like to formally apologize to God, the sailors, and this whale. Sorry, dude. I just took a poop over there.
Right? Like, it's insane. It's insane. Right? And yes, You could tell it's AI. And yes, it doesn't make sense in some of the things they say.
Not to the 41%, bro.
But
not to the 41%.
It's amazing what we're getting now from this stuff, okay? Look, Hollywood doesn't even understand what's coming. A tsunami of content that they cannot, and you know what the funny part is? They won't know how to do it themselves. And I don't mean that they can't just type into something.
No, they're going to have to hire people. They're going to have to hire these kids. They're going to have to hire these kids. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Like, there's so much stuff, okay? Well, you also got this, which is, let me bring up the AI. One more story about AI.
Support group for fucking dating AI girlfriends. Oh, fuck out of here.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
How the fuck do I need a support group for programming my own fucking girlfriend?
Microsoft could ditch OpenAI's high stake for profit talks, holding out on Microsoft's nuclear option, and they're just making OpenAI sweat. Okay, after alleged anti-competitive behavior, the multi-billion-dollar partnership with OpenAI, Microsoft is reportedly getting ready to walk away from high stakes for profit negotiations. Okay, so obviously they're working on their own as well. They have Copilot and whatnot, right? So, look, this is the future. If you like it or not, this is not NFTs, by the way. This is technology that's going to push the human race forward. If you like it or not,
yeah, into the fucking toilet.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Push us into what, dude?
No. No, what I'm saying is because, like I said earlier, knives are good things, but people can use a knife in a bad way. AI is what the code is being written to push humanity forward and stuff, but people use it for stupid shit, and they're going to use it to make more money off of people, right? Google firing people left and right, had them write code for a new AI program, and then they fired them to take replaced by the AI itself, right? So there's just more and more of this stuff happening, okay? And you see it, like we see it. We're looking at the train coming full speed ahead of us, and we're like, yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to move, right? They're just doubling down. They're triple down. They're doing more stuff with the AI. They need so much power to operate this AI stuff, Sarge, that they're going to make, they need like the Mississippi River to flow through the plant just to cool down the servers, because these server rooms are going to be so.
Well, why do you think they want Greenland?
Well, right. Yeah.
That's why they want Greenland. They want to
put servers there? Is that what it is?
Yes.
I know they're using servers in the middle of the country here in the United States.
They put them in underground. Yes, they do underground.
But they have to be located next to major bodies of water so they can liquid cool the actual servers. Yeah.
Well, that's why they want natural cold. It helps with the process. Yep. Yep.
All right. Let's see. I think that's about.
It's a goddamn catastrophe, bro.
It's something, man. Microsoft is teaming up with AMD. It's a bunch of just corporate talk of what they're doing, but basically the next Xbox is going to be powered by AMD, which is already powered by AMD, and they're going to work together and basically make Xbox Windows. Windows is the operating system that'll all be running on, but it's going to be a slimmed down version, so you don't get all that bloat and virus, spyware shit on the next console, right? So they're in partnership with that. PlayStation is also in a partnership with them as well.
Believe that for a fucking second, dude. Spyware is on your console immediately.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is, like, right now, your Windows that's on your computer is going to be a different version that's on the console that's running Windows, the operating system. The reason that they're working it and trying to fix it is because of all that bloat fucking slows the shit down. So they're trying to make it a slimmed down version of the actual operating system so it runs better on the handheld device that they're coming out with later this year with Asus, and then also down the road when they come out with their other console in 2027, 2028, whenever that is. So, all right, while we finish this up, as far as I have a couple of. We had two super chats before. We had one by Robert Jones. It says War Thunder is a war crime with all the microtransactions. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Appreciate that, Robert Jones. And then Aku says it says time to use Jesse Lee. Was it person 30? What is that? Time to use Jesse Lee person. What is that, beta? I don't understand what that is. I don't understand. Thank you very much for the super chat. Please explain to me. I don't know who that is. Who's Jesse Lee person? Who is that? I don't know who that is. You're going to have to explain that to me. I'm guessing with the Windows 12 is that is also coming soon to a native Xbox support. Right, they're trying to do the slimmed down version of the software, whatever it is. You guys have a question? We're putting the Q&A question thing up. If you want to ask a question, please put a Q in front of your actual question, and then we'll read them out through the Q&A part of the show. Send you a video? Okay. Real quick, Epic Games reveals a Lego Fortnite Expedition 4-player PvE mode, Sarge. Expedition classes, Lego Fortnite Expedition has 3 classes to choose from. It also launches with a change of at any time, which each class is having an individual level to grow. So they basically have a RPG game mode they put in. And they also put in, my son's been playing it for the last 2 days. It's called Blitz, Battle Royale Blitz, which is meant for mobile, but they put it everywhere. And it's 5-minute long segments of Battle Royale. There's only 32 people in each of the matches instead of 100. Okay. Games are done with less than 5 minutes. He's been playing that nonstop. He says I like this a lot better because they're faster games and I don't have to stay there as long. And also he's got a lot more wins. And there's still bots in the 32 players lobby.
Of course there is. Of course there is.
Which I find funny. So, but he likes that a lot. Let's see what else we got here. Final Fantasy 16 is selling poorly on Xbox claims. The only thing I don't like about this claim, Sarge, is that the way they came up with this is based on reviews. Okay, so PlayStation sold Final Fantasy 16, and let's say a percentage left reviews, and they know that, well, more people bought it on PlayStation. And then when PC had Final Fantasy 16, they had reviews, but less reviews than PlayStation, so it sold less than that. And then Xbox had reviews, but they have way less, so they just said that they sold 22,000 copies. Now, obviously, that's not correct, because you can't give me a sale number based on what the percent of reviews, because you're just speculating that if this percentage of people that bought the game from PlayStation was this, and the people bought this, but we don't know the sales of Xbox, well, there's only this many reviews, so that's how many sales they have. That is so...
It's not how that works.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's not how that works.
To do it, to make a story, right? To run a story, to just make up a number. Now, again, it might be selling poorly, but to say that it sold 22,000 copies... and you actually don't know the actual number is just ridiculous, right?
First of all, Final Fantasy 16 is a PlayStation title. Only a certain number of people play Final Fantasy. It doesn't matter that they're released on multiple platforms anymore. It's been too long. Nobody cares. There are too many games, and the population shift is here. People are playing the same games. They're playing the Fortnite games, their Call of Duty games. Nobody gives a shit about Final Fantasy except the people that honestly play Final Fantasy. And the ones who play Final Fantasy have already played the fucking game. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter that your review was garbage. It matters that your review process is garbage. And every time somebody reviews a game and they don't use the same the same process as somebody else,
you talk about people that review games,
review games, they don't follow our process, then I don't give a shit what you have to say.
Well, that's not even talking about reviews. It's just talking about the sales of the game based off player reviews. That's what they're saying.
They are using the reviews as the basis of why the game didn't
player
sell.
reviews.
Garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. You know how you know nobody cares? Because when a game is good, it sells. When people like a game, they buy it.
Right. Well, the last story I want to talk about here is Helldivers 2 Challenger Jump Ship is one of the biggest Steam Next Fest winners. Right now, Jump Ship is that 4-player co-op game where it's like No Man's Sky meets Helldivers meets like, I don't know, Star Trek. You're operating a ship together. You get to travel different places together. Right now, it's boasting over 700,000 wish lists. Over on Steam right now. Speaking of like reviews, but the wish list is like like a pre-order type of thing. It notifies people that are interested in the actual game. Doesn't mean they're going to buy the game, but it just does show the interest that three-quarters of a million people are interested in this new Jump Ship game. And then Borderlands 4, the collector's edition, Sarge. The collector's edition. I'll bring this up on screen. The Borderlands collector's edition. Okay, we've been playing Borderlands 3. We played through the whole campaign. We enjoyed but we played 5 years after the game came out. The Borderlands 4 Echo Bundle, which is a collector's edition, which you get this map you get the keychain or the necklace, you get the shift code, you get the lithographs, you get this statue, but for $140, $150, my pardon, you get no game. Okay, no game. And down here in the small print down here, Sarge, it says Borderlands 4, not included, requires to redeem the golden keys. So the 5 golden keys that they give you in this collector's edition is nothing if you don't actually buy the game. If you just want the collector's edition, they don't give you the actual game. And if you wanted to purchase the game for the lowest price, which was $70, plus the $140, you have to pay $210 $220 just to get the game with Borderlands 4. Now, I'm not giving shit to the actual game itself. I haven't played the game. Randy Pitchford's also made sure that I'm not going to purchase the game, at least right away. But all the different versions, we have a $70 version, I think a $100 version, a $120 version, and a $150 version. The $150 version doesn't come with the actual game. But I'll just wait. I waited 5 years for Borderlands 3. Didn't purchase it. I was going to buy it, but $7, I went, I don't know if it's worth it yet, right? So this is going to come out. It's got, I think, 4 DLCs that's supposed to come out for it. Chat, check me if I'm wrong. It might be 6, but I think it's 4 DLCs that come out for the game down the road. Look, I hope the game does well, but up until this game gets launched, Randy should keep his mouth shut to do no more damage for this game. But what do you think? $150 for no game, just the collector stuff.
I mean, if you got more money than sense, I guess this is a good bargain for you. But the fact that you spend that much money and not get the game says you're a tool of the establishment. I mean, you want the game, right? Right. So wouldn't you just sell me the game with that kind of bundle for that price? You would make me buy the game in addition to that. So it's $80. What's the price of the game by itself?
$7.
Right. So 70 plus this. What was 150? So we're at $200.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, the cards are $6. That piece of plastic is like $14.95. What the amulet is like $9. $6 probably at a flea market. What the fuck are we talking about, bro?
Yeah. Travis says it's 4 DLC packs, cosmetic 2 actual DLCs. So there you go, 2 actual DLCs.
So you get the DLCs, but you don't get the actual game?
Well, no, that's just the collector's bundle. You don't get the DLCs there. That's just cosmetics, like actual real life cosmetic stuff you can put on your wall, on your shelf, around your neck.
Completely thrilled about it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think the character is cool. I think the actual thing is cool, but like that Destiny thing, I think I paid $12 for that. Right? You can go buy it for $70 if you want to, but it's like $12. I just think Borderlands, I don't know. We're in a different landscape. Borderlands 2 was awesome, but I also bought Borderlands 2 at a discounted rate, right? Paid $20 for that. I paid $20 for all the DLCs. So $40 got me all that content. I played it for fucking thousands of hours. Why would I pay full price for this when I can wait 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, 2 years, and then buy it at a later date? And they're doing us a favor, Sarge, because it's only $70, not $80. Remember?
Yeah, but you have to understand the people in control of the industry are the consumers. If you keep listening to the developers and the publishers and they keep telling you that the game has to cost $80 in order for us to survive, and you believe that, then there's something wrong with you as the individual, right? There's something wrong with you. If you don't buy it at $80, then they don't sell it for $80. That's how this works.
Right.
I understand people have money, but the thing you have to understand is you have to look at it from the aspect of like the industry as a whole, not for your own personal gratification, right? We know that you like video games. I love video games. I've been playing video games since the beginning of video games.
Right.
Okay. I understand. We need a little slice of happiness in our life because the mundane tasks that I have to do day to day make me crazy. And instead of punching someone in the face, I decide to load up a first-person shooter, name everybody inside the game, and I shoot those people. It makes me feel better. I understand why you want a video game. But to say that you need to have the video game immediately, you need immediate gratification at that price point in order for you to feel better about your life. You need to take a step back and control yourself and just wait a little longer. Let them sweat. If you don't buy at 80, games are not 80. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Not because they told you it was 80. Don't buy 80.
Yeah. If you want better prices and you don't want to spend more, then don't buy it at $80. Now, see, the mentality is if they don't pay it, then they're not gonna make more of it. Well, they will, because there's been games that have been on sale.
They need you to stay open.
Yeah, they need you more than you need them.
To stay open.
That's right. So
I don't
Kingdom
understand
says,
what you think.
You're just not a real
What do you
fan,
think-
Sarge.
What do you think is going to see? The problem is the whole frontal lobe of all the people that have to have it now. The thought process isn't there. You got to have it. I get it. You got to have it. Okay, you got to have it. However, you can get it. You can get it at a much cheaper price. There's plenty of games to play. You're not missing out.
Plenty of games.
You're not missing anything, right? You think you're missing out on something. You're missing nothing. You're missing zero, right? What you're missing is sticking it to the man and telling him to go fuck himself with his $80.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they need
And
you
let them
more than you need
fire
them.
whoever they want to fire. You're gonna put it on me? Oh, if I don't buy $80, you're gonna have to fire people? I'm pretty sure you've been firing some bitches every fucking year between January and March, every fucking year for the last 8 years. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got to do with you can't do math. You can't balance a checkbook, and you don't go there. You're not good with your wife at home, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't be firing these fucking people every fucking year. So take your $80 and go shove it up your ass. I'll see you in a couple years when you're $20 and I get everything included. Right? You just have to shift your perspective over, right? The games you want to play now, you just shift over. You play the games that have been out for a while that you didn't buy, you buy them because they're cheaper. Let them figure it out.
Yep. All right. It's time to go to Q&A. All right, so we got a couple of questions here. First question is Altern says, so with the ROG Ally or ROG Xbox in the testing grown for the next OS for Xbox Series 2. So question. So is the ROG Xbox testing ground for the next OS of Xbox Series 2? I think because Phil said what he said at the last interview that he did, he said that the Series S was the test. If they can get games running on the S, then they would be able to run it on a handheld device. So that itself was a test for the handheld. And now I think the handheld is a testing ground to see how well it sells and what they can do with the power of it to go to the next console. I do think that's a little bit true. I don't know if they make like what the Switch is, where it's a portable device and it docks in, or if it's just a standalone handheld device. I don't know. What do you think, Sarge?
I'm still not past the fact that they've convinced me I don't need to buy any hardware, and then all of a sudden they want me to buy a handheld hardware. I think this is a test because they want to see if they can get a piece of Nintendo's market, because the market they have is fine. They're continuing to grow their Game Pass division, but they don't have this other group of people that want handheld devices. So obviously somebody did some data research on handheld devices, population based on handhelds, people on the go. They're trying to get that market. And since they know that Nintendo games don't sell really well third parties, and Nintendo has to do its Nintendo, they're trying to reach the people that want to play the games that Nintendo doesn't have on a handheld device.
Right. Yeah, I think the testing for convenience of how many things they can put on one device, I think that's going to be a big seller. But the price, I think, has to be a good price.
But I can't look at it. I can't look at it objectively when I have this and a tablet. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Well, the processing power and stuff like that. But if you're playing through the cloud, it doesn't really matter.
It's not processing. You are streaming a game from their servers. That's what it is.
Travis says the real question, Sarge, does hearing guys say Borderlands 4 make any difference, or no, it's too late, game doesn't matter, Pitchford has fucked it beyond reason? Yeah, Sarge is done. I can answer that for you.
I don't need Borderlands 4.
Yeah, nobody needs Borderlands 4.
I'm sure it's done very well. I look forward to watching the guys on stream play it to see how the game is. But if you think I'm going to give Randy Pitchford and his company any money for that game day one, you're dreaming. I'll see it later on down the road after all the bullshit is passed, all the DLCs are out,
all the patches, all
the
bugs,
patches and everything else. I'll keep myself busy somehow. I don't have like this group of friends that if I don't get the latest greatest thing that we all make fun of each other. Like I don't have that anymore. I don't care. Right?
I don't think I ever had that really, but
I have my fun factor. I got my cards already. My fun factor, what do I need for this day? What do I need for that day? But to give Randy Pedo Pitchford any kind of money after he opens his mouth all the time, talking shit for no reason? No.
I mean, I have ChatGPT. I don't need anything, Sarge.
I don't care.
Next question is future plans by Dolphin says future plans on making AI girlfriend. I'm looking into it now. Thanks for the promotion. Oh, you're welcome. Not a problem. Anything to stop people from fucking their cars. Okay. Next question is Dragon Pone says do you think all this AI stuff is similar to the NFTs? Once everyone sees how bad it is, will we all hate it and never see it again? No.
That's not true. Here's what's going to happen. The power of this is so strong that they can't stop it.
Yep.
That they're going to tell you it's bad, and they're going to the media is going to tell you how bad it actually is on purpose to give them time to get laws in place for them to control it, because this stuff is so powerful, right? It can destroy industries. You don't understand what we're talking about. If I told you I could eliminate your marketing department for every company you have right now, slash 13% off your budget, hire one kid to do the marketing for your entire firm, right? You would destroy careers. An entire industry of careers would be eliminated in less than a year after people figure out how to do this. I told you, this year's Super Bowl is going to be the most amazing thing ever because they're all going to test out what they can do with AI commercials. Right. And when it gets better, you could do television shows paying nobody
right
to write scripts on people not being there, to watch a show that's 15 minutes on YouTube that becomes the latest, greatest thing that you don't have to pay for.
Yep.
What do you mean, Sarge? It means the end of industry. So do you think for a moment that they're going to allow that to just willy-nilly start walking around without controls? No. First, you have to get a hold on it. And you have to tell everybody that this is horrible, and they have to start going after the people who are trying to make it and put a lid on it and tell them it's bad. You don't want to hear it until they get laws in place. Once the laws are in place and they have people who are controlling it, then you'll see stuff happen.
Well, I think you're a little wrong there, in my opinion, because I think they already control it. They already have people controlling it because the people that are in control of ChatGPT and Copilot and all the other ones are already owned by multi-billion, trillion-dollar companies. So they already own that. So I think that step's already gone. Okay. So now the laws are also written by the people that they also pay money to, and they already have control of those people as well. Do I think that AI is a flyby, NFTs? No, it's completely opposite of NFTs. NFT was trying to scam people. That's how you launder money and shit like that.
Digital goods.
This is next level. I'm telling you, they put it in. Look, was it a year ago? Elon Musk even said we cannot release the AI as it stated because we're past the. I forget what they called it. Someone in chat can help.
Singularity.
The singularity. Yeah, thank you. Right, we're already past the singularity where that's it. It's on its own now. We don't know what it's going to do anymore because it is past the point that we know. Okay, so this is not NFTs. This is completely different. We have robots writing code for robots. Okay, we have things being able to fix other things all by code. I'm making music, okay, where I can just type in words and it makes a rock concert for you. Okay, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what you could do. What we just showed you for the vlogs that they're doing, okay, is just the tip of what the AI storm is going to bring. Now, if that's good or bad, obviously, again, knife good, knife bad. AI good, AI bad. It all depends on what you use it for and what people are going to do with it to make it where it gets regulated or laws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, Altern says, since more people will go to AI partners, would it be easier to date or would it be harder to date? Harder. 100% harder. Because if you listen to an AI,
skills are going to be in the toilet.
Did you hear what they said in the thing? because he liked using her because she was uplifting and positive, meaning his wife or partner is not. She's like, what did you do today, you loser, right? Meanwhile, the co-pilot or ChatGPT is going, oh, what a great job you did today, right? And that is what's more powerful than anything else, right? Where someone's like, well, I don't know if they like me. So what's going to happen is you're going to get conditioned. You're going to get conditioned to hear this AI tell you how well and so perfect and so good you are. And then when you go out to real life to try to date someone and they say one thing, you'll get triggered and be like, fuck it, I couldn't stand this person because they just didn't uplift me, right? That's what's going to happen with people that keep using AI, because it's going to get harder to date because they're not as polite as the AI is. That's my take. What do you think, Sarge?
We're cooked. That's all you have to know. We're cooked. You can't, if you can't socially understand the human condition, you can't talk on a person one-on-one, you'll never have intimacy. You'll never understand how to understand somebody or want to listen to somebody. You're conditioned to have somebody automatically listen to you and never give you criticism. Yep. And then from what I heard of that stupid ass, that segment was she has support groups for people who have AI girlfriends. The fuck do you need a support group for somebody you can program? The fuck are you talking about? What support group do you need that if I don't like my AI girlfriend, I just reprogram her? What are you talking about?
Next question. Altern says, after 1 week of playing Mario Kart World, why the fuck does the Switch 2 exist, and when can I buy a Steam Deck? I don't know the answer to that.
That's easy. Nintendo's release is always the same. They release the system and very few games. So you buy the system and that game. And that period of time for sales lets the game get a base. And then 3 months from now, they'll release one game for the Switch. And then everybody jumps on that one. All the Disney fan Switch heads buy that game because that's the next game that comes out.
I mean,
it extends life and promotes sales of their games. That's why
I would wait. I would wait at least a year before I bought, if I was interested in it, a year to build up a first-party title. Not Switch 1 games now resold for Switch 2, actual Switch 2 games for the Switch 2. I would wait at least a year, if not 2, to get that built up. So I don't know where your Steam Deck is, and so there you go. Next one, Krebsy says, from one person who can't read, can Sarge get 30's kid to teach 30 how to read? Hey, Krebsy, how about you go fuck yourself? Huh? How about that? All right, next one.
What was that?
Can you get a contact with your inner genie and predict the new release date for Marathon? Let's see. I'm going to go with February.
Funny enough, when Marathon comes out, it'll be the release date and its death day at the same time.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me look at a calendar. Let me go to. I'm going to go. Just quick number off the top of my head here. I'm going to go February 17th. February 17th is a Tuesday. I'm going to go with February 17th.
The day that the game dies, or the date that it comes out?
No, that's the day it comes out.
I thought they weren't delaying it.
No, it's delayed. Oh, I forgot to bring it up. Yeah, Marathon got delayed, Sarge.
Oh,
Marathon got delayed, and it's indefinite.
But not by an actual number.
No, they just said that it's going to come out sometime in the fiscal year of 2025, which means they have until March 31st for it to come out.
Right. And that will happen when? You're right.
I'm going to say February 17th is my day that I pick, because that gives them enough time. That gives them 3 months before Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out.
To change the entire aesthetic of the game, 3 months?
Oh, no, it's not going to be done when it comes out, Sarge. That's just going to be the date that I'm predicting it comes out on, February 17th.
I want it to be over. I want, like Old Yeller. It's time to go out back and shoot them. Okay? None of this slow death, watch the gut cancer patient wither away. Just take Bungie out back and shoot them. Okay? Put the company down, sell off the rest, and start over. Enough with the nonsense. Okay? How many times you need to be caught before someone puts a fork in you because you're done?
Krebsy's next question is asking for a friend, but are we going to be playing Borderlands 4? But jokes aside, should collector's editions that cost $150 come with the game? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
They should 100% come with the game.
Yes.
because we all know games don't cost $80. So if they can bundle Mario Kart with the Switch and pay $50, then you can bundle the game digitally with Borderlands Collector's Edition and give it for $50 with the Collector's Edition. So you would pay $200, whatever, with all the stuff plus that. Right? Next question. Altern says, should someone contact Elon Musk and ban Brady Pitchford's account on Twitter till the game comes out? Nah, let him dig, put his foot in his mouth and dig a deeper hole. Krebsy says, if you were being a part of the 41%, what would you name your AI wife? That's a good question. What would I name my AI wife? Like, do you have to say the name to activate her? Is that what it is? Like you do for the other ones? I would call her... I would have to come up with something, like an acronym of something. Do you know what I mean? Like twat or something. You know what I mean? That's what I'd call her. I call her twat.
Oh, but that's so rude, bro.
It's an AI. She doesn't care.
Oh, but it's so rude. Your toxic masculinity is going to ruin the AI.
Yeah. What would you call your AI?
Mine?
Yeah. What would you call it?
I don't really think about stuff like that because I'm not thinking about dating a fucking fake girlfriend.
Hey, twat. Tell me what this says. Altered says, since Stellar Blade sold so many copies, should someone call Jason Schreier, I'm assuming that's who you're talking about, and tell him that the Chuds won? Yeah, the Chuds were losing.
I'm happy. I'm so happy Stellar Blade did well because now all that bullshit talk about toxic masculinity got shoved right up their ass. No pun intended, right? You made a game for men who want to see a hot chick and have a good gameplay. Done deal. Write it up. Done deal. Take your reviews, shove it up your ass.
Yeah. That's good, Daku. I should have done that. Destiny. Yeah, it should have been Destiny. I should have named the AI Destiny. I like Pwn. He's going to call it Jane. Jain. I like that. There you go. That's a good one. He's already thought about it. Altern says, I would call her Bitch with the 3. I like that. It's a good one.
That's Betch. Betch.
Betch.
That's
Betch.
Betch, not bitch. It's Betch. The wife's always there. Nice, Magic. Nice. Nice.
Next one is Altern. Since Stellar Blade... Oh, we read that one. Next one. Do we think we see anything on Judas or Exodus before year's end? Yeah, we probably see Exodus back at the summer game, or sorry, not summer game, the end of the show, the game of the year thing. What's that? The Game Awards. The Game Awards at the end of the year. 100%. I think we see that. I don't think we see it before that. And Dolphin says, have you looked into Fortnite Lego Expeditions? It's basically Helldivers. I have not. I've played nothing but Dune Awakening. I was going to play... My son wants me to play the Blitz Battle Royale. And I don't really want to, but they're 5-minute games, so it can't be that bad. But I wanted to check out the Expeditions. But we'll see. Maybe I'll play it this weekend. And that's... I know Sarge can't answer that question because he doesn't care. He doesn't play any of that shit. Let's see anything else. 100 hours in, can't stop. Oh, for Dune Awakening? Yeah, it's good. All right. Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. Episode 445 is in the can. We do appreciate you very much for coming out and hanging out with us. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do appreciate you very much for stopping in. Make sure if you listen to us after the fact on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or Anchor.fm, or anywhere else a podcast is listened to, give reviews over on those platforms as well if you like listening to us in the audio formats. Appreciate it very much, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Game on!
Retro meets the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips.